We live? Oh, baby, you got what I need. Make sure I'm live before I do anything. Because I don't see it yet on my phone. But there's a little bit of a delay in it. Am I live? I never know if I'm live, man. It says I'm live. Sweet. Alright. Alright, there's a lot to talk about. A ton to talk about. Even though, I'm officially live. A ton to talk about in today's stream. First off, welcome everybody. Welcome, Kobe. Thanks for joining the stream. I hope everyone had a good international break. A lot of stuff happened during that time. And we're back to FPL. We're back to doing our thing. Again, welcome, Kobe. There's a lot to talk about today. We got Salah that's flagged that has COVID. We got, I think Chilwell is back to camp, so we're not too worried about that flag anymore. Raheem Sterling, I believe, is back. Ton to talk about captaincy options, but before we get into that, I guess I'll start with my squad. I have Salah in there right now just because. I mean, he's not going to play tomorrow, from what I hear and what I would assume. The world is great, but you never know. But Salah, I just have him in there just because I like having a sub come off my bench. I think it's a little bit of a fun little bonus. But yeah, so I'll have Lamptey coming off my bench for Salah, and this is what my team will end up looking like. Right there. So that's it. Right now I do have my captaincy armband on DCL. Now, I don't think it'll be there in the long term, but I definitely I just don't see any better options on my squad. Honestly, I did end up making the switch to Cancelo. I brought him in for Ravo. I was just so worried about that. Well, Liverpool's defense in the first place has been pretty shaky this year. I think they've given up the third most goals in Prem, fourth most goals, something like that. So I ended up saving some cash. I got 3.4 million in the bank, so I could potentially, I could bring in like Bruno. I don't know. There's a lot that I could do, but honestly, I like my squad, so I don't really know what I want to mess with right now. But as far as captaincy options, man, I'm just undecided. I got it on DCL. I could switch to Ziyech. But I don't know, something about that Newcastle game just seems like a bit of a trap, if I'm being honest. So I'm a little nervous about it. I don't know why Mario Kart just jumped on my phone, but I might go to Ziyech. I'm thinking about I feel like if there's any week that I'm going to take like a massive punt and just hope for the best, it's going to be this week, because I really have no standout captaincy options on my squad. So maybe I just go for something just drastic and just hope for the best. Maybe I go for Chilwell. I could go Chilwell and switch to him. I really like Chilwell against Newcastle. I know I said Newcastle does seem like a bit of a trap, and I do think it is, but as far as defensive purposes, I still think Chelsea hold on to that. I don't know. I don't like captaining a defender. But yeah, this is my squad right now. Not talking about how's everyone doing today. Did everyone make their transfers yet? Everyone's selling their captains. I feel like I feel like this is the week. I feel like for the past few weeks, it's been pretty template. Everyone's had the Grealish, the Kane, the Son, Salah or Mane, DCL, and now that fixtures are flipping, I feel like we're starting to get a bit more of not creative teams, but seeing a lot more different strategies being approached in FPL right now. Whether you go for City attackers, City defense, whether you go for United players. I think Alex Telles too. Alex Telles is a good shout. He is someone that I really want to bring in, and if I have my wild card, he'd be like first player I would look at on who to bring in. So maybe I go with Alex Telles in the future. He's definitely somebody to watch for. I really like Jamie Vardy right now. If I was going to bring in anybody, maybe even those are the two that are on like top of my watch list. So let's go. I'm going to look at Leicester's next couple of games real quick. Jamie Vardy. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well, man. Let's see, Jamie Vardy. You look at his next few matches. He's got Liverpool this week, but Liverpool are very are hurting right now. They don't have Van Dijk. They don't have Joe Gomez. They don't have Trent. I think Robbo is back, if I'm not mistaken, but Thiago's not in. I don't think Hendo is back. Obviously, Salah's not there. So there's a lot of shakiness on Liverpool's back line right now. Then you got. But after that Liverpool match, You got Fulham at home, Sheffield away, and Brighton at home. And then you even have Everton if you want to go there. So 3 other next 4 matches are incredibly enticing. It makes me want to... I'm keeping a big fat eye on Jamie Vardy right now, man. I think he is one that I would definitely want to bring in. I know a lot of people are bringing in Bruno, and I'm definitely a fan of that. If I had an extra transfer, I'd probably do it. In fact, I was looking at if I was going to wild card. If I was going to do a wild card squad, might as well do it right now. Let's see, I would take out Basuma. I'd switch back to the 3-5-2. I would take out Harry Kane. I don't necessarily want to do that right now, but I would go Fernandez. Thank you. I'd bring in Bruno. And then I think I'd bring in... What was I going to do here? I think I was going to drop Hamas. I know I don't want to, but I'd bring in KDB. And then I'd probably just go... What's the cheapest forward? What's the cheapest forward right now? Swoop. There it is. This would be my wild card team right now if I had to. I would go with... Oh yeah, I'm going to go by price. I want to go by full 5. Can I bring in Davis? I don't know if I could bring in Davis with my too many Aston Villa players. Yeah, so it would look something like this. This would be my wildcard squad if I was wildcarding today. I would just have I would just go stack up my midfield as heavy as possible with KDB, with Salah, with Bruno, and just that would give me so many good captaincy options. I don't know why. On a side note, I feel like my chat wasn't working. I didn't see everybody's comments, so I can get to them now. But yeah, this would be something what my wild card would look like if I was wildcarding at the moment. All right, let me catch up with some comments because again, for some reason my phone just wasn't bringing them up. All right, we got what's up, Sam? Welcome back. Kev, what's up, man? Thank you, I appreciate that. I feel like I went with an intro this week. I was just hoping for a good laugh, man. My intro is probably the most outrageous intro out there, but I think I'm going to keep it. Welcome, Kev. Kobe says, what's up, G? Long time no see. Yeah, welcome, Kobe. It feels like it's been forever, man. 2 weeks. That 2 weeks just felt so long. On Saturdays, I didn't know what to do either because my favorite college football team, usually college American football, plays on Saturdays, but there was too many COVID tests on my favorite college squad, so I couldn't even watch my favorite college squad. I had no football to watch. It was just tough, man. But FPL's back. Americans Talk FPL, what's up? Go check out Americans Talk FPL, by the way. They're in the comments. Easy click to check out their content. Great stuff. What's up? Like the Cancelo pick. Did it myself. I knew you were talking about it. I know. I watched your last video, and I knew you were talking about it. My camera. I feel like I'm with you. I think in your video you were talking about how obviously he is a rotation risk, but his ceiling is just so high, man. He's just so creative for that City squad, and they have such a great run of fixtures, both for attacking purposes and clean sheet purposes. It was just hard for me to go away from Cancelo. And if he doesn't play, then I can have Kilman come in off my bench. So I guess I'm not too worried about it. I love that pick too. Also, what do you think about the American Talk FPL? What do you think about the two friendlies we had? I'm really liking our young squad. really, really liking it. And I hope we can, because Musa hasn't officially claimed American, right? He's still up in the air. Dude, we need to lock him down, man. All right, Patrick. Patrick says, should I play Castagna or Robertson? Oh, man. I think I'd probably go with Robbo. I mean, I know... If I had both of them, I feel like Castagna would be one that I would want for the long term, especially the next 3 matches. But... No, I don't... Give me... That's such a tough one, Patrick, because I don't know, man, because the thoughts with Robertson, obviously, is he can get attacking returns, but with Salah out, that's one less target to find, but you'll have Jota in, most likely, with Firmino and Mane. And then you have, let me go back to my original squad, and then with Castagna, you're playing, but going back to Robbo, they just have their defense is just too shaky right now in the back, and so I wouldn't expect a clean sheet, especially with Vardy hunting right now, and Vardy's on good form. But just hoping, I would play Robbo hoping for a attacking return, maybe. That's just me personally. If you were going to Castagna, I wouldn't I wouldn't be against that at all. I feel like both are really good options. And if you're having that option, your rest of your defense must look really good. I'm pretty jealous. You've captained Mane. Oh, I thought about captaining Mane not captaining Mane. I thought about bringing in Mane myself. I feel like if I had Mane this week, he would be my captain. I like your pick a lot because I don't have the Bruno and I don't have any other standout captaincy options. So I'm struggling over here for captaincy wise. Kobe captain Bruno. I freaking love that. That's so awesome. If I had Bruno, I would have captained him and I wouldn't have even thought twice about it. He'd already be signed, sealed, delivered. He's mine. I love that move. Let's see. Sam says, counting on the United trio. Bruno captain. Okay. Rashford and Maguire. I believe Maguire is ready to play, right? Because there was a little bit of a scare with him yesterday, but I believe he is back and playing. I mean, there's a lot worse you could be cheering for than those three, especially against West Brom. And that's going to be a very, very nerve-wracking game for you, but I like those picks a lot, man. That's Bruno himself, like I said, captaincy-wise, that's the number one pick. Then you got Rashford. I think Rashford might be the one that outscores Bruno this week on just a random punt. But, I mean, I just like Rashford a lot. I mean, obviously everyone does right now with what he's doing off the field, too. Let me drop Salah for my squad real quick so I can get a more accurate depiction. Yeah, and then Maguire. You know what's crazy? Maguire, didn't he score for England, too? Maguire, from what I watched these last few matches, if any United fans here can concur, that these last few matches, Maguire's been, like, they've always looked for him, Bruno has, whenever he's in the box on set pieces, but Maguire's really starting to get his head on a lot of those set pieces, man. It's only a matter of time before he scores more, or quite a few for United, in my opinion. Or Patrick says, or take Susek off and have faith in them both. If it were me, I know I usually like to back the attacker, but I think in this case, I might just play Castagna and Robbo instead of Susek. But that's just me. I'm just not the big... I'm just not the biggest Susek fan. That's why I would probably do that. I mean, I like him, but as far as an FPL asset, I might go the defensive purposes on this one for a quite bit of a turnaround for the Don here. Let's see. Papa J. What's up, Papa J? Now I want some pizza, man. My man, how are you? I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Life is beautiful. California just officially went on. We got curfew at 10 o'clock, so I'll be doing a lot more streaming. Not like I was going out anyway, but California is beautiful here, man. The sun's always shining. Family's healthy. Everyone's good. Let's see. Can I enable Super Chat? I don't even know what Super Chat is or how to enable it. So at the moment, no. I don't because I don't know what it is. Let's see. Dominico. Can't wait to watch some Prem this week. Nice to be back. I agree. I'm just so pumped, man. I know it sounds lame. No, it doesn't sound lame. I'm in the FPL room. I just can't wait to sit on my couch with... Should I get some donuts or bagels? Maybe I'll get some donuts. Just get some donuts and have some coffee because it'll be super early in the morning here in California when the games come on. And just veg out and just enjoy life, man, and enjoy football. It's so nice to have the Prem back, man. And La Liga, too. Let's go Barca, man. Let's see. American Saga PL, I said, I could see Man City being the best defense this season. I agree. Now they got Ruben Dias in. I think that they are... they have been a defensive powerhouse. Now, I was listening to... I wish I could... let me look up their podcast real quick. I need to give them their proper due if I'm quoting them. My English professor would be quite happy that I'm showing my work here. Or let's see. FPL Experiment Podcast. The FPL Experiment Podcast talked about this. They dropped their International Break Podcast Volume 1 because I think it was a 2-set piece. I haven't listened to the second one yet. But they talked about how if they were going to win Champions League, they would need to really focus defensively and really become a powerhouse back there. And so you've seen a bit of a change in how they play this year. And, their defense looks solid, man. Kyle Walker and Ruben Dias looks great if Laporte can stay healthy. Even if Laporte is out, you still have Ake behind him, who's a very, very solid backup center half. And if Cancelo, I think Cancelo is earned and is locked down that left back spot as much as you can for Pep. But that defense looks really good, man. I agree. Yeah, dude, Mutsa going. America's High FPL says the center mid Mutsa for Valencia. He was amazing. I agree, man. Dude, he hasn't. This 19-year-old, 19, 18, something like that. He plays for Valencia. He hasn't officially claimed American residency, and so we had him up in international friendlies this week. And dude, if we can have a future with Weston McKennie, Mutsa as our center mids, I mean that'd be. I argue that I don't want to be that guy, but as far as best mid I've ever seen as a USA fan, just the potential in those two alone from what I've seen these last two matches is, oh man. I love America's IPL says I love the second game against Panama, very promising. Wales match they only had one training session, so expect a result. Yeah, I agree. And the beautiful thing is too, just talking about American soccer real quick, American football, excuse me. Is that there are so much, like, before it was like if we could get one player that played in a league not called the MLS, we'd be pumped, right? Like there was like Brooks signed to a Bundesliga squad and we went wild, you know what I mean? A center half. And now we have like Gio Reyna who's playing for Dortmund. We have obviously Christian Pulisic. We have Timothy Weah who plays for in the French league. We have Weston McKennie for Juve. There's so much talent right now. Oh, I'm just so excited. Hopefully we make it to the World Cup this year, man. Mahad says sell Salah or keep him. Personally, I'm keeping him. I know there's a lot of speculation on it, and it's honestly just all speculation. I was hoping that the conferences today with Klopp would kind of clarify things, but it did not at all. And yeah, Salah. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning super early and see if he tested positive or if he tested negative for COVID. If he test if they test it and if they test him tomorrow and if they come out and say it for some reason that he was positive, I would drop him right now and bring in De Bruyne personally. But I think he'll only be out for 1 week. And I really like Salah for the long term, man. I don't want, like, if I was to drop him this week, I would want him back when he's healthy, which would probably be for Brighton the week after. And so I don't want to waste a transfer just to drop him and bring him back in. So that's why I'm keeping him. But there's a lot of great options, man. If you want to go to Mane, I think Mane is the most slept-on FPL asset in the game, strictly because he's on the same team and around the same price as Salah. So personally, I'm keeping him. Let's see, Alex, late to the party, just woke up. What's up, Alex? Good morning, man. Grab yourself, I don't know, what's a good breakfast for you that's healthy? I go for the turkey avocado sandwich every morning with some spinach. Rashford bench this week. Cavani starts. Pogba bench as well. Yeah, what's up with Pogba? Any United fans here? The Pogba saga continues, right? I heard his comments, and yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, Pogba, man, great talent. I love the guy. I honestly love his game, man. My camera. Do you honestly think that Rashford will be benched this week, though? Are you a United fan, Papa J? If Rashford is benched this week, you're gonna see some. The timeline is gonna go wild, man. Let's see. Cavani starts. I think Cavani has earned a starting gig at this point. From what I have seen, I don't think Martial has done enough to really lock down that striker position at the moment. Maybe throw Martial out to the wide with Greenwood being out, and have Rashford out as a left wing. So maybe I think Cavani does start at striker position. I mean, Cavani's been so good for so long, man. Patrick, yeah, might do that. Thanks. No worries, Patrick. Hopefully it pays off, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if you think Susek is going to do better than Castagna, you do you. I just at the end of the day, I hope you do really well and have a big green arrow this weekend. Nick says, "Hey Don, do I start Sterling versus Spurs or Bowen versus Sheffield United?" I would start Sterling, even if Sterling. I would start Sterling. I know that he might only get like 20 minutes and get you a 1-pointer, and that might be a bit frustrating. And Bowen is going against the Sheffield United squad, who aren't as good defensively this year as they were last year. But Sterling is so has such a high ceiling that we saw last year when post-COVID lockdown, that even when he gets like 20 minutes off the bench, he can still come in and score. And so I still like Sterling even at 75%. And I know he's going up against a Tottenham side who have looked good to start this, really good to start the season. But I just For me personally, I would still go for Sterling. But that's me. If you feel like Bowen's better versus Sheffield, do you? You know what I mean? Alex, hey Kobe. Alex says he took in KDB in and Salah out. That's on a -12. Oh! A -12. That is... Oh. Let's go, man. I can't... I hope it pays off. He then says, honestly, personally not convinced with De Bruyne and City so far, but don't want to miss out. Hopefully it pays off. I hope so, too. I think KDB's ownership is still at like 13%. Should I fact check that real quick? Check the statistics. I was just listening to Big Shaq this morning on a side note. 17% owned KDB. That's crazy for one of the highest scoring players of all time last season. KDB, man. I'm with you. I don't think City attacking-wise hasn't looked that great this year. They're just getting 1 point after 1 point. Or 1 goal, excuse me. I'm watching too much basketball and football. Yeah, they've only scored like 1 goal for the most part for it all. But as far as KDB's stats, he's still getting off like 3.5 shots per game, which is a little higher than he did last season. He's still getting a ton of shot creation actions. That's what stat that I like. A lot of attempted assists. So as far as KDB, he still looks incredible. It's just his surrounding cast maybe has dropped down a bit. Sterling hasn't looked as good this season, but Sterling is a guy that can pick it up at any given time and really get going. Aguero's back, Jesus is back, and so I kind of like bringing in KDB. I'm looking to bring him in next week for -4. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna wait to see what the games look like this weekend, and then I'll fully decide. But I'm a fan of that KDB bringing in, man. Kobe says and Kobe then one ups him and says he's on a -16. Oh my gosh! Welcome to everyone. I just love -6. I don't know if I've ever taken a -16. That's such a huge hit. I feel like I'm almost jealous because I think the most I ever took was like a -8, and that was just the most gut-wrenching weekend filled with just a ton of anxiety and stuff. But the adrenaline pump, I want that -16 adrenaline. Diego says, hey, all good. Cool. Shout out Troy Nobbin in the morning. Alex, honestly, personally not convinced that with the... Oh, I already read that one. Let's see. Patrick says, will Harvey Barnes start? I think so. I think he'll start. I know... I think he starts. This is such a big game against Liverpool. And I don't know what let me see what the table looks like real quick. The table is... Leicester's up top. Leicester's up top with... I can't see points right now. They're 6-0-2. Sweet, man. Yeah, I think this is a huge match for Leicester. I think they go out guns blazing. Rambo coming out of the cave. And I think Harvey Barnes starts. He's been so good. Oh, I like Harvey Barnes, so I think he starts. But I'm not a Leicester fan. If there are any Leicester fans in here, you can comment farther than I can. Ali, what's up? Just done Salah and Trossard for Bruno and Jota for 2 free transfers. I like that a lot. I know getting rid of Salah, I talked about it earlier. I really like him for the long haul. But you're getting out Trossard, who I don't necessarily... I'm assuming that... No, I don't know. Anyway, you got 2 really good players for the price of 1. And that's quick maps. I like that. I really like Bruno. Are you going to captain him this week, on a side note? As far as Jota goes, I mean, dude's been balling out for, what, a month now? For about a month. He looks really good. Most likely Salah's out this weekend, so I can't see a situation where Jota doesn't start this weekend. And so you're getting a guy for 6.3 on the most attacking side in the Prem for 6.3. That's a guaranteed start. I'm a big fan, man. I'm a big fan of that move. Let's see. Dan Clark says, you're late. Hey, better late than never. But in the words of Drake, never late is better. Yeah, shout out Drizzy Drake one time. Papa J, super chat is a way to tip your YouTubers. You don't got to worry about tips, man. Yeah, you know I got to worry about that. I appreciate that, but I don't know. Just like the video, I guess. That'd do it. Brian Sullivan said, "Hey, I mean, I'll think about it, but as of right now, I kind of like it this way." Brian Sullivan says, "Hey, what's up, Brian? Welcome to the Big Blue House. Y'all ever watch that Disney show growing up?" Yeah, no, me neither. Can't go wrong with oatmeal. You know what's funny is I tried oatmeal, or So in my family we have heart problems. Like almost every dude in my family has had heart problems. And so obviously oatmeal is really good for your heart, right? And so I try to eat oatmeal every morning, but dude, oatmeal is just, I can't do it, man. I tried so hard to enjoy oatmeal. I just can't do it. And so my trick for eating oatmeal is, this might sound gross, and I promise you it's not, but it does sound gross. So I put my oatmeal in a smoothie. So I go like a blueberry banana, like maybe strawberry, some like raspberry, some sort of berry. Berries are the way to go fruit wise. I do that, and then I throw in like half a cup of oatmeal, and so it's a little chunkier of a smoothie for sure. But I don't taste the oatmeal, man. The banana drowns it out, and that's how I eat my oatmeal. I wish I liked oatmeal, man. Dan Clark says hit the wild card. I already used my wild card. I already used it. I had to use it a few weeks ago. I was so far behind. I was ranked like 4 million at the time, and I had to make so many moves on my squad, and I ended up switching out every player on my team except for Mo Salah, who now has COVID. So every player you see here is somebody new on my wild card. I didn't have none of these. Oh, I had Hamas. Hamas and Salah were the only guys I kept. So I had to use. I was forced my hand. Let's see. Alex says, yeah, I wondered about the super chat too. I want to send a tip once and it wasn't there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do a super chat. I appreciate the offer and everything. Maybe in the future, but as of right now, man, I feel like we're just here. I don't know. I appreciate the thought though and the gesture. Let's see. Papa J says, no, hell no, I'm not a United fan. I'm a Bayern fan. Oh, that's right. Duh. We talked about this. Why do you got to bring that up, man? 8-2 is just the worst. Ugh. That's right. On a side note, as a Bayern supporter, what's up with Leroy Sané right now? I know, didn't he play for Germany this week, right? What are your thoughts on Leroy Sané, and is he going to crack that starting 11 soon? I haven't been following too much Bundesliga this season, I do have to admit. After that crushing 8-2 loss, it's hard for me to watch the Bayern matches at the moment. Let's see. Do you have Salah? So are you transferring or benching? I think I talked about... no, I don't think I talked about this at the 10:55 mark. I have Mo Salah, and I'm just going to bench him. I think if he was out for more than 1 week, I'd for sure get rid of him. But the fact that he's... I mean, I want him for the whole season pretty much. I think he's just that quality of a player. I think obviously everyone does. He's been so good for so long. He's like the Halle Berry of players. But if he was out for more than 2 weeks, like if he comes out with another positive test today or tomorrow before the deadline, he's out. If not, I'm just going to keep him and hope that he can recover and be back for the Brighton match in a week. That's my thinking. So I'll be benching him. If I do transfer him, if he does like get a positive COVID test tomorrow, or even today, I haven't checked. If he does, then he's out, and I'm bringing in. I'd probably go KDB. I know Bruno Fernandes is probably the smarter choice against West Brom, but I'd probably just go top gun it and bring in KDB. Camera. Let's see. Do you have Salah? Oh yeah, just read that. America's like, I would be surprised if Cavani starts. He's coming for Salah. Oh, that's right. He had a game this week, huh? That's right. And Cavani probably just landed yesterday, and so he was on a long fitness trip. I think, yeah, maybe Cavani doesn't start then. I think Rashford's still a safe. I still think Rashford's safe going into this weekend, but I don't know. I haven't done too much research in that department, so I wouldn't know. Alex says, not in the morning. I just went for a nap and forgot to wake up. Oh, that's always the best and the worst, man. When you get a nap, you haven't set an alarm, and you wake up feeling refreshed, and but then you check your alarm or you check your time and see how long you're out for. Yeah, beauty in the struggle right there, man. Zaid says, Ziyech or Grealish? I'd probably say both, man. Put your hands together. But if I was forced to choose one, surely because he's cheaper, I'd probably go Jack Grealish, and his run of fixtures are better. You look at Brighton, West Ham, Newcastle, Wolverhampton, Burnley, West Brom, Crystal Palace. Straight money trees right there. And as far as Ziyech goes, you got he has a decent run of fixtures too. Not terrible, but not great. I think I'd probably say Grealish. But I like Ziyech a lot. I've liked him since the Ajax days, and he's really proven it. Or these last 2 weeks. Now that he's really getting going at Chelsea, because I think before that he was getting a couple minutes here and there. 18 minutes, 9 minutes, and then his first 70-plus minute game, he goes ahead and double-digit hauls 2 weeks in a row. I'm a big fan of Ziyech because I look at it this way. As far as Ziyech goes, Chelsea are the highest scoring team in the Prem, and their front line hasn't really clicked yet. Like, Werner still looks good. He hasn't looked as great as we expect him to look, though, so he still has a higher ceiling. Pulisic obviously has been hurt. Then you have Kai Havertz, who's starting to look better and better as time progresses. Then you have Tammy Abraham, who I think is a sneaky good captaincy option this week. I'll talk about that more maybe later. But you have all these weapons around. You have Chilwell, you have Zuma, who's obviously scored a couple goals already off of set pieces. So Ziyech, on top of all those things, Ziyech is like the playmaker for Chelsea. He's always going to be the dude who's delivering in great services. Dude, his left foot is so magical, man. It's like watching Halle Berry in any movie she's ever been in. Or Alicia Keys play the piano, just lovely. Yeah, I like Ziyech a lot, and so there's going to be a lot of opportunities for him to get an assist. And I know a lot of people are talking about assisting the assister, but you look at his... I just want to go to him real quick. Because I feel like when people say he's assisting the assister, it doesn't give him enough credit. You look at his career goals and assists. 80 goals, 91 assists. He's averaging 0.8 goals or assists per 90 his whole career. So nothing about that screams assisting the assister. The only thing... I think it's also like a compliment in disguise. Because when you say assisting the assister, you're pretty much saying this dude is in the middle of everything that they do. That's my thought. KDB or Sterling, chat answer to. Yeah, so for the chat, would you go KDB or Sterling? Personally, I would go with De Bruyne. I think he is more on form. He's averaging, 3.5 shots per game. He's by far the most creating player in the league. Set pieces. I know he missed a penalty, and Aguero's back, so Aguero went on the pitch, probably gets penalties back. But I just like KDB too much, man. Paul Kragenbrink found me, man. Paul, are you still here? My homie I go skimboarding with just dropped in the comments. No way. Are you still here for real? If you're here on a side note, we gotta do the hot chips video for your channel, man. I ain't giving you a plus 16 nothing, Paul. Nothing. On a side note, I don't know if he's still here. I'll bring up a funny story about him. If he's not, then if he's not here, I'll bring up a funny story. If he is here, we'll say it. Let's see. Get out of here, Paul. Let's see. You found my burner account. Let's see. Son and Jimenez out. Dave says Son and Jimenez out for Ziyech and Vardy. Or Ziyech and Aguero, or James and Vardy. Or James and Aguero. What do you think is the best option? I'd probably say A is the best option. I like Vardy a lot going in these next 5 matches probably. He's on good form, and he's already scored 7 penalties already. They have been awarded by far the most penalties in the league, Leicester have. And I'm just a big fan of Ziyech. Aguero, to me, is just going to get rotated too much for me to really want him week in. That's just too much of a headache for someone who's 10.5 mil. James and Vardy, I like James a lot, but after his next 3 games, the fixtures really flip, and he might be out of form. I'm not entirely sure because he did have Richarlison out these last couple matches, and he was hurt. But you look at here's James' last few matches. I mean, he's only had 1 assist since week 5. Now, was that because he was injured? Was that because Richarlison was out? I don't know. Is that because he's lost form? It's too tough to tell. So I'm gonna have a close eye on Fulham and see if he's back to his normal James self or if he's lost a bit of form. So that's my worry about James, is bringing him in this week and he's out of form, and then you have a fixture flip, a double F, and dang, he's still here. I can't say the story then. That's my worry about James, is bringing him in and having to drop him next week. Where'd I go? So that's what I would say. Ziyech and Vardy. I don't know. What do you guys think? That'd be my best suggestion, Dave. Let's see. Will, what's up, man? Getting better each week. I hope so. I mean, yeah. I appreciate that. That's what I should have said. I appreciate that a lot, man. I feel like I don't know. That's just the life goal, right? Get better every day. Paul, man, you're still here. Let's film. Yeah, I'm down to film. Let's I can't film this weekend because I'm going surfing tomorrow, and so I think next week's Thanksgiving. I'll be in Big Bear. The week after, we'll have to film in like 3 weeks. Paul, I'm down, man. Oh no, for the hot chips, yeah, let's film soon. Honestly, what else was I gonna say, Paul? Hey, Paul, go look since you found this burner channel. Go look at my last video and watch my intro, man. I feel like you would get a crack out of that. Anyway, let's see. I appreciate that, Will. Thank you. HH says just subbed. I appreciate the sub, man. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you get a couple laughs here moving forward. Because really, I'm not that great at FPL, but I just love making people laugh, man. And let's see. Will says Ziyech and Vardy. Yeah, I agree. Ziyech and Vardy. I agree with Will there, man. Who am I captaining this week? I'm going to captain... At the moment, I'm captaining DCL, but dude, I just have no captaincy options on my squad this week, man. Like, I don't want to captain Kane versus City because I want to see how Spurs go up against a top squad, and I think City are really good defensively, so I don't know if I want to do that. I could go Ziyech versus Newcastle, but something about that game scares me. I don't know what it is. I feel like in any game, I feel like Tammy Abraham's the one to captain in that game. Call me crazy. I don't know why. I feel like Tammy Abraham is going to score 1 or 2 goals this weekend. Don't know why. If he does, watch him not even start, and then I look like an idiot. Shout out Nacho Libre. Yeah, I want to go DCL, but when he scores, he doesn't get bonus points, and I know I'm being picky, and he's only not returned 1 time this week. So I want to switch it up from DCL, maybe go Hamas. But again, I don't know if Hamas is on form or not. I don't know. Who would you guys captain? I'm even thinking about just going and just top gunning it and just going with Chilwell as my captain. But yeah, that's my thought. Just going DCL. I just don't know, man. I don't know who. If I get a fat red arrow this week, I wouldn't even be surprised. I like my players a lot. It's just this week in the schedule they have, I don't know, man. Alex, oatmeal, banana, honey, or syrup, and coconut sprinkles. Yeah, man. I've tried all that with oatmeal. I throw in like a ton of cinnamon sugar in it too. I just can't eat oatmeal, man. I can't do it. I don't know why. Kobe, thoughts on my transfers. Click to Ziyech, Mendy to McCarthy. Love it. Not the biggest Click fan. I know he's on penalties and whatnot, but he doesn't do it for me. And I like Mendy a lot, but I like Mendy a lot. I should say that but McCarthy's still a good option as a goalkeeper. I think my biggest thing is just seeing you bring it in Ziyech, because I'm such a big Ziyech fan already. Oh, become rare. Yeah, I like that move. I like it a lot. Kobe United fan. What do you think about what are your thoughts on Cavani and Martial? What are they going to do with those two moving forward? America's Talk says he might be out for 2 game weeks, uncertain. I'm keeping regardless. America's Talk, I'm with you. He could be out for 2 weeks, but I mean that's why we have a bench that can play, right? It's for moments like this. Shout out Kelly Clarkson. You should never hear me sing again because that was terrible. All right, good seeing you, Paul. Thanks for dipping in, Paul. On a side note, that guy that just dropped in, Paul Krat, his name is Kragenbrink. He I'm pretty sure he's out of this chat now. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's that funny now. I feel like I'm just overselling it now. I don't want to say it. United fan. Let's see. I'm keeping it regardless. Yeah, I just like Mo Salah a lot, man. And if I drop him now, I'll lose 0.2 bringing him back in, and probably have to take a -4 to bring him back in. Yeah. Let's see. Will camera went off should be your slogan, man. Make sure it's with merch. Yeah, dude. That'd be cool, man. I kind of like that thought. Camera went off. That'd be a dope shirt. I don't know. I'll have to have my. I'm not great at graphic designing or anything, but I like that thought, man. Camera went off. The Don's catchphrase. Also, shout out Margot Robbie and Rihanna. It's been 45 minutes. And I finally bring up Rihanna. Shout out Rihanna one time, man. Oh, you hit the wild card button. Oh, sick, man. Oh, I'm so jealous. This is the week that I really wanted to have my wild card. I said it from the beginning that I wanted to wait till game week 8 to play my wild card when fixtures flip. I'm jealous. I picked the team minus Salah, but enough. Pick the team minus Salah, but enough in the bank to get him back. Question: which one player would be the best this game week? Only before bringing Salah back. So we'd have to be a midfielder, right? Let me look at the schedule real quick. I like Ziyech versus Newcastle, but he's not someone I would want to dip. So obviously you said he has the same team. Villa versus Brighton, Spurs, City. You could just go for a heavy hitter and like Sterling and hope for the best. You could go Bruno Fernandes or Rashford. That'd probably be the person that I would say go for the 1 week punt on those guys. Bruno or Rashford if you don't have them. You could even just go Maverick and just go for a Aubameyang. I wouldn't personally, but they're playing a Leeds side. Maybe Arsenal come back after that tough loss versus Villa last week. As far as other midfielders, Liverpool, I mean, you could bring in Mane if you wanted. I'd probably say one of the Bruno or Rashford off the top of my head. Considering Aubameyang, I should have read that comment before I commented. I think Aubameyang is a good choice, man. I know he has had a really tough start to the season. He just scored his first open play goal in a while last week. If I'm not, was it 2 weeks ago? Anyway, Aubameyang's really been struggling. They're really struggling to move forward. The attacking wise, they lack so much creativity. But he's still Aubameyang, and he's still a dude who scored 22 goals for 3 seasons in a row. So I wouldn't be against bringing in Aubameyang. I'm just super concerned with that Arsenal attack going forward. But for 1 week punt, man, you could do a lot worse than Mr. Aubameyang. Don, you got to triple up on City after the Spurs game. Fixtures for next 10 are very sweet. Aguero could be an undercover gem. I can't believe I'm saying Aguero is differential. For sure, yeah. Aguero is a differential. What's his ownership right now? Let me check this out. Why my screen be bugging? We be bugging. Girls say something. 1% ownership for Aguero. I take everything I said. If you want to bring in Aguero, he's still... The problem, though, is he's still 10.3 million, something like that. I know it's the cheapest he's been in a long time, but 10.3 mil, it's just, I don't know if he's going to start every week. But if he starts, he scores, especially against those fixtures. And if they win next week in Champions League, I think they've locked up the number 1 seed. I'd have to fact check that, but because if they do lock up that number 1 seed, they can kind of focus on the Prem and really get some movement there. I love Aguero. I've been a big fan of his for years now. When he scored, was it 2011 when he scored in the 95th minute? Oh, legendary. But yeah, I like Aguero moving forward. I think for me, I'm really looking at bringing in KDB. There's no one else that personally I would like to bring in, because again, I'd rather have Kane for 10.5 than Aguero, or 10.7, excuse me, just because I know Kane's going to start week in and week out. I don't necessarily want Sterling, just because I have Salah. Mahrez is great if he plays. But other than that, besides Jesus and Aguero, I love those two again, but they just rotate too much for me to really want to bring in and have that headache. But I will have an eye. If one of them gets hurt, then the other one's coming in. I like that. Yeah, KDB. Both Alex and America's Talk FPL said the same thing. Ryan Go says, is it safe to not bring in Fernandes? He's actually quite set on not bringing him in, but now everyone is captaining him. In that video of him saying you want to reward his buyers. Yeah, Bruno today talked about rewarding his buyers in press conference. I think if Bruno is going to be heavily captained this week, no question about it. Let me check what his ownership is right now. I feel like his ownership is still decently low. Why do I type in Bruno? I do it every time, man. I'm struggling right now. His ownership is 30%. Okay, so it's gone up quite a bit. 31%. 31%. A lot. Most of those people are going to be captaining him, so he's going to have a huge captaincy bid this week. And if he scores, he gets an assist, he's getting bonus points because that's who Mr. Bruno is. And so you might take a huge chunk out there, but I don't know, man. I'm not bringing in Bruno, and I'll accept if he goes off and I take a bit of a rank drop. But there's always ways around it, right? Because if Bruno goes off and gets 10 points, and you have, let's say, Grealish instead of him, and you captain Grealish, and Grealish gets 10 points, then you're good. Or even 8 points, and you're good. You move somewhere else. But yeah, dude, I'm definitely worried about not having Bruno this week. I'll say that. More than most weeks. Most weeks I'm scared not having him, but this week more than ever, I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the match, in all honesty, just because I'm scared. I'll go and watch the replay, watch the highlights, but I don't know if I can watch that game without owning any United player. Man, that's scary. Hopefully West Brom play, or you never know. Maybe West Brom are feeling really good after that Spurs match and thinking they should have came away with some points there, and they just run it, man. And they kind of hand United a big defeat. But I guess the big question is, yeah. Anyway, Alex, are you not scared of sharks? I am petrified of sharks, man. I am incredibly scared of sharks. I once went swimming with what's it called? Like I once went swimming with sharks, but they were docile. They were only a few feet long, maybe 4 feet. But I was petrified, man. I if you ask me what my biggest fear in the world is, top 2 would be sharks. Yeah, if I ever saw a shark in the ocean, I'm moving to Montana and never going back to the beach. I'll just leave it at that. Petrified of sharks. But hey, man, no risk it, no biscuit. All right, Jack Banana says, if Thiago Silva plays, I'd be tempted to captain Chilwell. Yeah, I think Thiago Silva's out, though, right? I think Thiago Silva's out this week from what I was reading right before I was streaming. And that's my biggest worry. So there were two things that two things that make me want to captain Chilwell. One, if Thiago Silva plays, I agree with you, Jack. And two, if Callum Wilson is out tomorrow, because I think he said they trained and he felt good yesterday, but if there's any risk, they're not going to take it. I think that's what I was reading this morning. If Callum Wilson doesn't play, I think that just ups their chance at a clean sheet. And Chilwell could come away with a clean sheet and an assist, which probably means bonus points, and he could come away with a huge haul tomorrow. I agree, man. I agree with Tammy Abraham's shot, by the way, or Zuma to score. Yeah, I was looking at Tammy Abraham's numbers, and he has... let's dive into it real quick. Because a lot of people, including myself, were... obviously, when you bring in Timo Werner and you bring in Pulisic, Tammy Abraham's chances of playing and staying in the rotation are taking a huge hit, right? So I was worried about... I was kind of wondering what Tammy Abraham's going to do. Because he scored 15 goals last season. And so obviously he proved that he can score at this level. But Timo Werner is obviously going to be the number one choice. He had a .7 goal assist per 90 last season. Jeez. As far as shots per 90, you guys can't see that, can you? This is just my research. Ignore the screen real quick. But my camera... let's see. He's averaging 3 shots per game right now. His expected goals, does he have expected goals? .64. I want to see where that ranks in the Prem real quick. Sorry about my screen. It's going to look a little shaky for a little bit. But I just want to do some quick research. That's not what I want. FBref.com. This is where I get this all this research. Where we at? Yeah, Tammy Abraham, as far as non-penalty goal, expected goal or assist per 90, he is 10th highest in the league right now. Higher than Mo Salah, higher than James, Jamie Vardy, Mikel Antonio, KDB, Diogo Jota. So he's definitely performing when he has a chance to play. And I think with Pulisic being out, it's a great opportunity for him. I mean, I can't see him not starting this weekend. And so with all the great players around him and the form that he's on to start the season with his limited minutes, I honestly think Tammy Abraham could be if I was on a free hit, Tammy Abraham might be someone I bring in, to be completely honest. But that's just me being rogue. If he looks terrible this weekend, don't blame the Don, man. Let's see. Is there any chance you could have a look at my FPL team? I'm in BP11. I'm BP11. Yeah, I'll check it out real quick. Let me do that. Let's go to the Donatello's. Donatello's mini league in the description below. I'm pretty sure. BP11. Swoop, there it is. BP. There it is. Brian Sullivan, what's up? What's up? All right. What moves have you made so far? Let's see. Let me read the rest of it before I get into that. In my league plans for next 2 weeks are going to be Son for KDB and Kane for Bamford. If you can't, no worries. Yeah. So here's your squad right quick. I mean, I like having a West Ham defender for sure in Kufal. Their fixtures are really good moving forward, and they look pretty good defensively. So I like Kufal in there. You're going with the double Villa defense with Martinez and Konsa. That's definitely an all or nothing kind of go, but Villa look good defensively to start the season, so I'm not against that. Zuma's good. I love Grealish, no problem there at all. Salah, holding Salah. I think Zaha for me. Yeah, Zaha for me, but he still has 3 good fixtures in a row, right? Yeah, so he still has 3 good fixtures. I wouldn't drop yet. Let's see how much money you got in the bank. She ain't got no money in the bank. You got 1.4 in the bank. Yeah, so looking at this, your first sub's going to be, you don't have much on your bench. I don't know, man. I like your squad moving forward. I think your defense may. I like your defense. Maybe not upgrading your defense. You're going with the 2 good players there. I was gonna say you could go upgrade Kufal to why am I forgetting? Chilwell. Not Chilwell. Why am I forgetting his name? Man, is it really that Friday, man? Fridays be hitting me heavy. Why am I forgetting his name? Anyway, West Ham defender. He's putting in a ton of crosses. You get upgrade to him. He's like 5.1. Let's see. I think I like your squad. I would definitely be, for me personally. I talked about America's Talk FPL. Just commented on my video as well. I think Harry Kane is somebody that I'm not going to get rid of anytime soon. Personally, maybe not anytime soon. He's a stronghold for me. I think that with the form that he's been on to start the season, and the fact that he's centered around everything that Tottenham do, I don't think I get rid of him yet. I want to see how he plays against top tier squads. I look at Harry Kane at the moment as the same kind of, same as like Mo Salah. Maybe not as great as Mo Salah, but someone that I wouldn't drop just because his fixtures turn. I mean, they always say form over fixtures, right? That's always like the cardinal rule in FPL. And Kane's still on great form, and so I don't want to drop him yet. I would drop Son because he hasn't looked good for me in 3 weeks, and his fixtures flipped, so that's a double. That's 2 whammies right there. So I would drop Son. I don't know who I'd bring in. You could bring in Ziyech. You could bring in, I think you said you wanted to bring in KDB. I like your moves. Bamford is still a great option moving forward. You could even go Antonio. He's down to 6'2". But honestly, I even like your planned moves as far as bringing in KDB and Bamford for those guys. I like Vardy moving forward. You could captain him this week, and I think that's a good shout. I like your squad. Off the top of my head, if it was my team and I had to make moves, again, I'd probably drop Son and bring in, I don't know, maybe Ziyech, or see if I can get the funds to bring in KDB, and everyone else I like, honestly. Hopefully that helps. I could go in a little bit deeper if I wanted to, but I try to be unbiased and not make my squad with your squad, but I like it. American Saga PL, DCL, Grealish, and Chilwell. My captaincy options. I think so. I think that's who I'm leaning for too. I don't know if I've ever captained a defender. I'm just maybe like Trent last season, but I think that's where I'm at too, man. Grealish against Brighton, but Brighton don't allow too many shots, and so I am a bit worried about, because I think Brighton are pretty good defensively, so maybe that does worry me a little bit. But Grealish has been so good, and Villa have been really good. I don't know, man. Maybe should I just go for the latest game, and whoever plays the latest game I pick. Villa plays early, Chelsea plays early, and Everton played Sunday morning at 4:00. Yeah, I think I might go Chilwell. Honestly, I might just go Chilwell. I think I would. Yeah. Let me see. Let's go to, because Chilwell's been playing great all year. I'll check out your team. Kobe. Because it is Manchester United. Let's see. There we go. I was listening to speaking of American Soccer FPL. After you said that you that Ready to Die is one of your favorite album of all time by Biggie, I haven't stopped listening to that album, man. On my way to work, I was like, I'm gonna go throw that on now, and I haven't stopped listening to that album, man. It's so good. That dude was just lyrically incredible. His flow was insane. All right, so this is your squad, Kobe. I like Bruno a lot. I would captain him this week. Again, for me, I am worried about Son. I'm not so worried about Kane again because he's involved in everything. I mean, you could hold off on Son because City like to possess a lot, and City will possess the ball quite. I don't know if they'll say a lot versus Tottenham, but I think that City win the possession game this weekend, and that just kind of goes up Son's alley as far as counterattacking. So maybe Son has a good week and he scores and he gets bonus points this week. So maybe you don't get rid of Son for 1 week and kind of see how both of those guys perform and see how they do against top tier squads. But for me personally, if you saw my squad, I moved on from Son. Ward-Prowse, he's at 7% selection still. Yeah, I mean, set piece magician, right? Vestergaard and Kilman on the bench. So you're bringing Hamas over him, I'm assuming, this week. Bamford I like moving forward at that price, man. There's a lot of good attackers at that price. Harry Kane I already mentioned. Calvert-Lewin. I still like Calvert-Lewin for at least 3 matches. If DCL starts to lose form going into their fixture flip, I would get rid of him. But I think at his price, even with that fixtures, he's still just, as long as he's keeping some form, I still like him a lot. He's only blanked in 1 game, so I don't plan on getting rid of him anytime soon. Bruno again, captaincy option. Jack Grealish, dude's a stud. Now that he has attacking players around him, he's even better than he was last season, which is he's doing a great job, man. Chilwell, big fan. Cresswell, thank you. Finally, Cresswell, big fan of Cresswell. I almost brought him into my squad. Zuma, maybe moving forward, I would go away from that Chelsea triple up defensively. Maybe if you could bring in Ziyech or Pulisic or even Timo Werner if you got away from that triple up on defense. They have Newcastle this week, which is good, but then you have Tottenham. Leeds are pretty good attacking wise. Everton are good. Wolverhampton not so much. So they still have a decent run defensively. I don't know if I would triple up on the back line. And at Zuma's price, how much money you got in the bank? You got 1.8 in the bank. So you got a lot of cash to work with. So you could drop Zuma. You could go down to like a Lamptey. You can drop down to Kyle Walker-Peters, or you can move up to you can move Alex Telles. I think Alex Telles, if Telles looks really good this weekend, I think he is just throw him into your squad. From what I've seen, watching his old videos from last couple seasons, seeing his stats from last couple seasons, Alex Telles is definitely on the top of my watch list. So maybe move on from your Chelsea triple up and bring in Telles because he's got a good run of fixtures too. No Liverpool attack is worrying. No City attack is a bit worrying. That would be my camera. That would be my quick thoughts on your squad. The Chelsea triple up is definitely something that I mean, obviously it's boom or bust, and they've looked better defensively, especially with Thiago Silva and Mendy. But triple up on defensively scares me. But I don't know. Should it? Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd probably move on from. If it were me, I would move Zuma out for, again, maybe Telles if he looks good this week. My thoughts. Hopefully that helps. Where we at? The whole city behind us. Kobe, keep checking my team. Yeah, I just did. Alex, you have to say it now. Wondering what that is. Oh, about my homie. I was just gonna say, yeah. So my homie there, he moved to California when he was 20 years old, 19 years old, and we skimboard together and everything. But the funny thing is his wife was my date to prom. I'll just leave it at that. So every time he says a couple jokes and gets me back with some roast that I can't and I need some sort of trump card to be played. I just throw that, hey, I took your wife to prom kind of a card. So I'll just leave it at that. Let's see, Will. Fernandez is a pure baller. You could stay with him all season. I agree. And at 10, he just went up to 10.6, dude. Bruno Fernandez this dude is still underpriced in my opinion for what he's able to perform. United have not looked good so far to start the season, and he's still dropping double-digit hauls consistently. Bruno Fernandez is a baller. I think for me, I'm probably going to bring him in next week, either him or KDB. Because if I go to my squad real quick, I could drop like James Rodriguez, and I'd have enough money to bring in Bruno. Because obviously I would really like KDB in my squad right now, but I would need to find 0.4 somewhere. And that 0.4 is not going to be easy to find because I like every other player I have in my squad. I could drop Kane. If Kane doesn't look good, I could even go like... I think I talked about this in my video. I could do De Bruyne, and I could bring in... I could do that, and I would still have $4 million in the bank, so it would allow me... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. I could do this, and I'd have Antonio as my first player on my bench, or Bamford as my first player on my bench, and that would just give me just an absolutely unreal bench that I don't know if I want to have that headache. But those are the couple thoughts I'm thinking in going into next week. For me, it's either going to be De Bruyne in my squad or Bruno Fernandes. I'm not entirely sure which one yet. If we look at their schedule next week, United play Southampton, and just on a short-term basis, City play Burnley. So, I don't know, man. But it all depends on what I see this weekend, because there are a lot of players on my squad. I know I've talked about this here on the stream quite a bit, but there's a lot of players on my squad that I really love on my squad. But if they start losing form, it's time to go, right? So James Rodriguez is definitely somebody to have an eye out for, and Harry Kane. Those are probably the two guys I'm most are closely watching this weekend. Where are we at? Not scared of his fixtures. Yeah, Chilwell's fit. Yeah, Chilwell's fit. He was in practice yesterday. Let's see, why do you have Salah in right now? Yeah, so I only have Salah in on my squad just because I have this. I just like having players coming off my bench like after the game week's already been done. So, like, if my team has, like, 90 points, I'm not going to have 90 points, but if my team has 90 points and I have, like, 4 on my bench, I could be like, oh, I have 90 points plus I have 4 coming off my bench for Mo Salah. You know what I mean? I don't know why I like it, especially because I stream on Sundays after the matches. I should probably just have my squad that doesn't need to be auto-fixed so we can see how my full squad did. But for some reason, I really like having players come in and off my bench. And so when there's a guy out, I kind of keep it like this just for no reason other than just to have my points off my bench after the game week's over. What do I think of Watkins? I love Ollie Watkins, man. Ollie Watkins is, I think that cheap striker position, there's a lot of good options, something that most people didn't think going into the season. Bamford's looked really good. Shea Adams has picked it up. You have Ollie Watkins, who obviously looks great. Antonio's at 6'2". A lot of good options at that price. And Ollie Watkins, man, I think he has like the second. Let me fact check it real quick. Non-penalty expected goal. Ollie Watkins is 9th place. 9th place as far as non-penalty expected goal or assist per 90. If I dive into his stats just a quick sec, he has obviously balled out last season with Brentford with 25 goals. Woo! Shots per 90, he's getting about 2.5 shots off per 90. So I mean I like Ollie Watkins a lot, man. With Grealish on one side providing a ton of assists for him, and Ross Barkley doing the same thing behind him, getting super high up the pitch, I think Ollie Watkins at that price is an incredible purchase. The only reason why I don't have him when I did my wild card is because I didn't want Grealish and Watkins. It's too boomer bust of a Villa squad. Like I like doubling up on City attackers, or should I have just done it? I probably should have just done it. I like Ollie Watkins a lot. I have Salah for Bruno and Cancelo as bench defender. Salah for Bruno. I mean, Bruno is good, man. Again, I talked about Bruno a lot. He's going to be the highest captain player this week. So I'm jealous, man. I want to bring in Bruno. I just can't right now. Thoughts on Matt Target and Matty Cash? I think Matty Cash passes the eye test. I think he looks like a really good defender as far as when I watch matches. In my opinion, I think Target's probably the way to go. Let me look at it real quick. He's cheaper in price. Matt Target is. Attempted assists. These last 2 matches, he's got 4 attempted assists versus Southampton. Oh my gosh. And then 1 against Arsenal. But other than that, he doesn't really get up the pitch too much. I still like Target more at that price. I think they're really good options. I do. I think Villa look really good defensively this whole season. Let's see. Thanks, man. Got to go. Thanks for coming by, Brian. I really appreciate it, man. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you have a big green arrow this week, too. Great stream, by the way. Thank you. Looking forward to stream after this game week. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. D Production. What's up, D Production? Yes, I do have some info about Castagna. Castagna is healthy, and he will be playing this weekend from what I was reading. Let's see. Let me finish the rest of your comment first. You have Kilman, Robbo, Chilwell, Justin, and Castagna. I also have Salah. I put Salah on the bench. I have to use 4 defenders. What's your general suggestion? So you have to use 4. Kilman for Southampton looks good. Robbo, Chilwell, Justin, and Castagna. So Chilwell for sure. I'd probably play... Oh, that's tough, man. So as far as Castagna goes, he is going to be playing this weekend from what I was reading. He's cleared to play. And, I mean, I don't think I need it. I did a bunch of research on how he looks and everything, too. But we all know he's been looking great so far to start the season. And they have a great run of fixtures for the next 4. So I'm incredibly jealous that you have Castagna on your squad. Now, I am worried about him playing Liverpool. Even with all the injuries that Liverpool are having, I don't know if he can come away with a clean sheet. Because you still have Mane, you still have Diogo Jota, who looks good. You still have Robbo, who really gets up the pitch. So I don't know if he can hold that clean sheet. But Leicester are really good defensively this season. I think they have the best expected goal against in the Prem. And they're tied for least goals allowed. And so their defense has been really solid, even with the injuries that they've had. So I'd probably, if I had to choose, again, Castagna is going to be playing. I'm going to go, so Chilwell would be first off. Then I'd probably go Kilman, Robbo, and Castagna. Also, I would be worried about James Justin moving forward too, because I was reading that Ricardo Pereira will be playing in a, what's the word they used? In a, I forgot the word they used. Anyway, Pereira looks really close to playing for Leicester soon. So James Justin looks like he's going to be on his way out pretty soon with Castagna returning and Pereira. But that'd be my suggestion. I like Castagna a lot. Kilman, Robbo, and Chilwell. That's the 4 that I would choose. But yeah, Castagna is playing this weekend. From what I was reading. Dan says, got him. My midfield is Bruno, captain, love it. Grealish, love. KDB, I love. Ziyech, big fan. And currently Aubameyang. Aubameyang, you're going for Obs. Yeah. I mean, obviously we talked about that earlier. That's a stacked midfield, man. A stacked mid. My camera! Let's see. Ryan Go says, Fernandez with only 4.5 mil rotating defenders, or Jota with Chilwell and Cancelo? Oh... Would your whole defense be strictly? Would your whole defense strictly be 4.5 defenders? Who do you have as your defenders right now? Who are your rotating defenders in your squad? Because I just like I like a balanced squad. Like I like my FPL. I like my breakfast balanced. But yeah, I would like to know who your rotating defenders are before I comment further on that. Let's see. Alex, I'm thinking the next 2 moves are going to be Zuma and Martial out for Werner and someone, but having a plan never. Yeah, having a plan is... In FPL, having a plan is super important, but you also have to be very flexible when things happen. Yeah, Martial out for sure. I like Martial out for Werner. I think that's just an easy decision for me. As far as Zuma, yeah, I mean, we talked about that earlier. I like that plan. I like it moving forward. But again, if Martial does look good this weekend, if he plays and he scores a couple goals and he looks like the Martial that we saw post-lockdown, then, yeah, your plans will definitely change. But I like Werner moving forward. My biggest concern with Werner is Christian Pulisic. So when Pulisic doesn't play, Werner goes out wide, and I know that when Pulisic does play, that Werner and Pulisic like to rotate. Like Pulisic likes to play as a striker, and Werner goes out wide. But for me, that's fine because that's just a fluid offense. They like to rotate, kind of keep their defenders guessing, and they like to continue their creativity. Right? They don't like to be stuck in one mode. So that's fine. But when he's stuck out on the wing consistently, that does for me take away from his chances going forward. But even then, I still think he's a good option, Werner. Even when he's a winger. Thomas says Grealish or Bruno captain. I'd go Bruno. I think Bruno is just the. I think Bruno is the. I don't want to say. Yeah, he's just a standout captaincy option for me. Now, can Grealish outscore Bruno? Of course he can. But in my opinion, I think Bruno, if I had him in my squad, I would have had him be my captain. Friday at 4:31 when last week's deadline or 2 weeks ago's deadline happened. I think Bruno is the best captaincy option this week. He's just that West Brom squad, and he's on good form, honestly. So for me, I'd probably go with Bruno, but I do think Grealish is a good shot this week. Thoughts on Jesus? I like Jesus. I like Jesus as an FPL player. He gets a ton of opportunities. Of course, he misses a couple from time to time. Now, my worry with Jesus is rotation and City's attack right now. Those are my only concerns. When Jesus plays, I still think City's gonna figure it out attacking wise. I know they've struggled to start the season, but I think that they figure it out. They're too good of a squad with too many talented players, and Jesus is one of those guys who's consistently making great runs moving forward, and so I like him a lot. My biggest concern is just Aguero, right? So do they hold Aguero and just keep him for Champions League matches and kind of rest his legs? Because Aguero is getting older, so I could see Jesus getting more playing time this season than Aguero does, strictly because they want fresh legs for when group stages are over and they start getting into knockouts and Aguero can play more. But that's just me speculating, of course. But if Jesus plays consistently, I would love him as an asset. Again, my biggest worry is just him getting consistent playing time. But if you're willing to take a gamble week in and week out and live with that headache of Pep Roulette, I think you could do a lot worse rotating-wise than Jesus or Aguero. Captaining Ollie Watkins, that's huge, man. That's a Top Gun move right there, Simon. I hope it pays off, man. I feel like this week is the week. If there was ever a week where you could captain somebody, not Mo Salah, not Kevin De Bruyne, not Harry Kane, it would be this week. So I feel like captaining Ollie Watkins is about as game week 9 as ever. And I honestly think it's not a bad shot against Brighton. He's looked really good. He's like 10th in the league in non-penalty expected goals per 90. Big fan of Ollie Watkins myself. Maybe not a big fan, but I'm a fan of Ollie Watkins. You could do a lot worse captaining-wise than Ollie Watkins this week versus Brighton too. But that's you're definitely going for a differential there. And I really hope it pays off, man. Back to Ryan, says you got Dallas, Kilman, Target, and Kufal. Ooh, yeah. I don't know, man. I like having Bruno as your captain this week. But I'd almost rather have Jota, Chilwell, and Cancelo. I know Cancelo is definitely a rotation risk, but and Jota will be in the future too. So those are two things that worry me. But I feel like just like Bruno's obviously has a great opportunity to go off any given week and get double-digit hauls, but I'm just concerned about having Dallas, Kilman, Target, and Kufal as your back line. That's my only concern. Now, they do have good fixtures run forward. Kilman's on a great Wolverhampton defensive squad. Dallas, for me, doesn't offer me too much in FPL personally. I know he has opportunities where he can get assists from time to time, but for me personally, I'm just not the biggest Dallas and A-Link fan. I mean, I like him as players, but FPL-wise, Target, yeah, I just... If I had to suggest anything personally, I'd probably say go with the Jota, Chilwell, and Cancelo. That's me personally, because as you see in my squad, I like having a decent amount of money in my back back line. I reference my defense in FPL like leg day. I never want to do leg day, but it's super important. And the same thing as defense. I never want to spend a lot of money in defense, but if you have someone like Chilwell who can get you 6 points here and there, Cancelo can get you 6 points, that's just a huge advantage when you're getting 1 points from your 4.5 million defenders, you know? But that's just me. That's my thinking. I think either way it's a risk. And if you're going to captain Bruno, maybe go that route. I don't know. That's tough, Ryan. I'm sorry. I wish I could do better, but that's tough, man. Yeah. FlyXEO says Ziyech or Werner captain. Ooh. I'd probably go Werner. I'd probably go Werner and just go with the Maverick call. I think Ziyech is a great option this week. I think he's a great option every week that he's played more than 70 minutes. It was only two weeks, by the way. That's tough because Ziyech. The two school of thoughts are Ziyech is going to be in the middle of everything they do. Really, he's going to be. If Chelsea score, you would probably guess that Ziyech had something to do with it at this moment in time. And Werner is just. I think is Wilbur here? I don't know. He's not here. Dang. Werner is. I know a lot of people are talking about how he's had a disappointing start to the season, but this dude is scoring a ton. Let me check the statistics real quick, because so in league play he has 4 goals and 1 assist, so that's five returns in 8 matches, which isn't bad. But then you look at how he's done for Germany. He's scoring a ton for Germany. So all in all, he's had a really good start to the camp. I've got all competitions. All competitions, please. Por favor. I really need to get my Spanish down. Let's see. I know this is a hard screen to watch. I apologize. I'm working on getting my second laptop in right now. Let's see. So yeah. So that's 3 goals and an assist. So that's 4 returns, 5, 6. So he's got 10 returns in 12 games. 10 returns in 12 games. So Werner is still playing really well. And he's going up against a Newcastle side that are sneaky good defensively. If I had to choose, I'd probably just go with the Maverick route and go with Timo Werner. But obviously you see that I have my vice captain on Ziyech. I think they're both great options. I think that's such a tough one. I wish I could do better. I wish I could do better to suggest something. But as of right now, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've liked Ziyech all week, and I really like him, but for something at this moment makes me think that Werner could have a goal this week. And Ferguson. So Ryan also has Ferguson. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, Ryan. I hopefully that helps, man. Also, thanks for showing up to the stream and being active. Thank you everyone for showing up to the stream and being so active. I really appreciate it, man. I love doing these streams. Let's see. Dan Clark. And I just hope that they're entertaining and make you guys laugh a little bit. And we can talk about FPL, and we talk about breakfast for quite some time too, innit? Dan Clark says, "Changed my mind," aka lost my bottle. Alba out, Hamas in. Fair, man. I like it. Yeah. I like Hamas a lot this week. I mean, I know I've talked about it before in the stream, and he's had a rough few weeks now. He's had 1 assist since game week 5, if I'm not mistaken. I know I looked it up a little bit ago. Yeah, 1 assist since game week 5, but he was hurt for that Southampton match. He didn't play Newcastle, and was he still hurt for the United match? Was it just a solid defensive game by United? I believe he had 0 shots and 0 attempted assists. So it does work. So I definitely have an eye on him moving forward, is what I'm really trying to say. Where we at? Thoughts on Tielemans? That was weird. I don't know, man. Let me look him up real quick. Let me see his underlying stats. He's averaging less than 2 shots per 90. 3 attempted assists all year. Yeah, how much is he? 6.4. I don't know, man. If I was gonna like could you upgrade to Harvey Barnes at all? Harvey Barnes, would you like to go for Diogo Jota? I'm not the biggest. I know Tielemans has had a good start to the campaign. He had a big week. Was it 2 weeks ago or whatever? Let me fact check that. I know I just saw it. I should have done a better job. Yeah, 2 weeks ago against Leeds, he had a really good match. I would try to find ways to upgrade Tielemans to maybe Harvey Barnes, or I don't know. I'm not the biggest Tielemans fan. I'll just keep it at that. I hope he proves me wrong. But that's my thoughts personally. Did I see Bruno linked with Real and Barca? Was it? Hold on, my camera's or my laptop's dying. Let me grab my charger. Was that how recent was that Bruno was linked to those two squads? Is that super recent, or is that last season when all the transfer windows were happening and Bruno got brought to United? I haven't seen anything with that. Barcelona right now they're struggling financially, and so they can't really bring in anyone. They're looking to get rid of like I don't want to say it, but Ricky Puig they're trying to get rid of, and it breaks my heart. Alanya they're trying to get rid of just so they can get some funds to bring in Memphis. That's the only rumors I've really heard from Barcelona's front, because they just don't have any cash right now, man. They spent 200+ mil on Dembele. They spent like 100 mil plus on Griezmann. And so they have obviously they have Messi, who has a huge contract. They have, who else do they spend a lot of money on? No, they spend a lot of money on Dest, but they just don't have much money, especially with going this pandemic. I don't think that if it was right now, I can't see him bringing in anybody big like Bruno. I just can't see it. Like they're struggling to bring in Memphis Depay, and I know he's a good player, but he isn't anywhere near the amount of value that Bruno would be. Thoughts on this team after wildcard? Martinez, I like. KDB, love. Bruno, love. Grealish, love. Basuma, Gordon. So you're going to go with and then Kane, Vardy, Wilson. I like that. KDB and Bruno will be dropped for Son and Salah next week, starting 3-4-3. So 3-4-3. Are you going to be starting Basuma every week then? Are you going to be starting Basuma and Gordon, or Gordon every week? That's tough. I don't know if I would like to have Basuma as a starting mid, just for depth purposes. But I really like KDB, Bruno, and Grealish. You're going to bring in Salah next week and Son. I mean, it's hard for me to comment because I'm a big believer in doing what you believe and what you've done the research on. You know, if you feel like that's the best way to go, I would say go for it. I really like, as far as your front three, I really like a lot. Big fan of your front three. Love KDB, love Bruno, love Grealish. My biggest concern would be just, are you going to start Basuma and Gordon every week? If so, that's tough, because you're pretty much saying I'm willing to live with 2 points every week, and maybe on the rare occasion a goal. That's my thoughts on that. But as far as every other player, I'm a fan of every other player. They all look good to me. Everyone else. And bringing in Salah, obviously I love Salah, and Son for me is somebody that if I didn't have him this week and I was looking to bring him in, I would keep I would pay close attention to him in that City match and really see how Tottenham play. Let's see. My eyes are starting to drop. I might have to end this stream a little earlier than usual. Let's see. No worries, Ryan. Really, hopefully that helped. Fine, it's a tough one. I was thinking about Werner. Yeah, it's just tough, man. This week is if there was any week that you could just go rogue on captaincy choice. Also, Rogue is probably one of the more underrated X-Men. She is I'm a big fan of Rogue, man. Also Gambit. I feel like Rogue and Gambit, as far as X-Men go, are probably the most underrated, just off the top of my head. But I sound like Elmer Fudd right there in my laugh. I think if you're going to go rogue on any week for captaincy choice, it would be this week. And Werner, I mean, I'm captaining DCL, and if I had Werner, I'd rather captain Werner than DCL, in my opinion. But yeah, dude, it's tough. This week is tough, man. What's my Insta? My Instagram is SeanTheDon34. SeanTheDon34. I don't post anything FPL on that related. In fact, I don't really post anything anymore. It's been a long time since I think I've had one post in 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 posts in like 2.5 years, something like that. So I don't post much on Instagram. I do an odd story from time to time, but if you want to follow me, go ahead, man. Sean the Don 34. I will follow back. Let's see. Kobe says, thoughts on my team for this week. Martinez, Kufal, Zuma, Ward-Prowse, Grealish, Bruno, Captain, Ziyech, Watkins, DCL, and Kane. I like it, man. I like your squad. Ward-Prowse for me is the biggest question mark. But I'm assuming just looking at your team value that you're benching Salah this week. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, Ward-Prowse, obviously, you saw 2 weeks, 2 of the last 3 weeks he's had double-digit hauls, so he could score. And honestly, Southampton looked really good without Danny Ings last week, which is something that I was not expecting, but it was a nice surprise. Let's see. I like the squad. Kufal I think is a good choice. Zuma against Newcastle is really nice. Who's your third defender? Because you have Martinez, Kufal, and Zuma. Yeah, who's your third defender? I like your squad moving forward. Regarding Tielemans, can upgrade to anyone as it's my... Oh, your 1 week punt? Oh, yeah. That's right. I'm not against that. A 1 week punt with Tielemans. I mean, he'd be a huge differential, and he's going up against a side that are very hurt defensively. I think you could go for it, man. I even think if you're going for a 1 week punt, I think Harvey Barnes... Why am I squeaking so much right now? I think if you're going for a 1 week punt, maybe Harvey Barnes might be good too. Because if Trent's out, and at center, those center halves might be slower, are going to be slower than Joe Gomez and Van Dijk. And so Harvey Barnes might make a good money off a couple counterattacks this weekend. Maybe Harvey Barnes is the way to go. But as a 1 week punt, I think I'm for it. You never know. Again, if you feel like it's going to pay off, go for it, man. Because you could come back. Like if you come back on Sunday stream and Tielemans scores, man, I'd be so pumped for you. And again, if I'm the biggest fan of doing what you feel is best for your squad. I mean, obviously, I'm willing to give help and advice here and there, but if you think Tielemans is going to score, man, go for it. Where we at? This season, but yeah, I heard neither can afford him. Yeah, dude, it's just so. Barcelona are struggling right now, man. As far as, yeah. I don't want to get into Barcelona too much because this is an FPL channel, but it's definitely, it just sucks, man. Knowing that we're gonna have to sell, they're gonna sell Ricky Puig, man. I'm such a big Ricky Puig fan. I don't want to get rid of him. And we're trying to sell him to bring in Memphis Depay so we have an actual striker. Or we have I should say actual striker. But the crazy thing as far as positive goes for Barcelona, again, I won't go too much of this. There's a lot of competition in a lot of positions right now. Like when Coutinho comes back, you'll have Coutinho, Griezmann, like our front line, Coutinho, Griezmann, Messi, Dembele. Fati's out for a while, so that's super sad. Hopefully he gets back soon. But then you have my camera, Trincao. You have Pedri. You have I don't know if they'll bring in Depay, but you have Ricky Puig, who's not getting any playing time, man. But there's a lot of talent. Obviously, there's a lot of talent in Barcelona, and hopefully Conrad De La Fuente gets some time too. Simon says, over 900,000 people dropped Salah? Are you serious? For 1 week? Let me see. Transferred out round. 900,000 people have transferred him out. That's got to be by far the most, right? Yeah, Danny Ings, most strike. Son at 300,000 and Trent at 500. Whoa. I mean, I know he's 12 mil, so that's super expensive to have someone who's 12.3 on your bench, and you don't know how long he's out for. Because, I mean, he could be out for a month with COVID, and so that's just so much ambiguity. Why can't I not speak right now? So much questions around him that at 12.3, it's probably best to. I mean, if he's out for longer than 1 or 2 weeks, definitely move on, in my opinion. But if he's only out for 1 week, that's a lot. Man, he's dropped down to 34% selection now. 40% selection. I think this app will show me, right? His selection. That's not, there's Mo Salah. Return, yeah. Before this game week, he was at 47% selection. 47. And now that he has COVID, he's dropped a full-on 13%. Oh, that's good news for the future. Because if he comes back for Brighton, now you have Mo Salah at 33%. That'd be sweet, man. Any last questions? Looks like the chat's kind of died down a bit. I like to just come and go as the chat moves along. Yeah, any last questions you want to get up? Seems like I should be wrapping up here in a little bit. Unfortunately, I got to go to work, man. Dang. Yeah, any last questions? Any last captaincy shouts? Transfer concerns? Best hip-hop group of all time? That's Outkast. That was a quick one. Second best is Roots. That was an easy question. No, it's not. Because Wu-Tang's got to come in there, too. Outkast, Wu-Tang, Roots. In that order? Maybe? Probably? I don't know. Any last questions, man? It's got to be those three, right? Anyway, Dan Clark, will Salah's price drop? Let me check real quick. Salah's price is projected to... Whoa, he's close to a second price drop this week. So he's close. It doesn't look like he's... As far as the FPL predictor goes, I don't think... it doesn't look like he is going to drop today, but I would... Be on high alert that he could drop again. But if you got him at 12 mil, you don't have to worry about that for now. But it doesn't look like he's going to drop tonight, potentially. Maybe next week. But you never know, especially with those high-profile players. It almost seems like they could be sitting at 100% like 3 days in a row and not drop. Best cheap defenders. Let's go through it. View defenders. Anything less than 4.8, I would say, right? Vestergaard has opportunity. Well, I'm just going strictly off points here. Vestergaard, he scored a couple goals already this season. 2 on the dot, yeah. Good run, decent run of fixtures moving forward until game week 17, it seems. Let's see. But I'd probably rather have Kyle Walker-Peters than Vestergaard. So I'd probably go KWP. James Justin's on his way out because Pereira's coming back and Castaña's coming back. Kilman, if Kilman continues to get playing time, he's definitely someone at that price range. He'd probably be the best, period, if he continues to start. That Wolverhampton defense is really solid. I'd probably go Target over Konsa, just personal preference. Lamptey, obviously, Lamptey's a stud. Whoa. Kyle Walker-Peters has outscored Lamptey this year. There's a lot of talk on how great Lamptey is, and rightfully so. But I'm surprised to see Kyle Walker-Peters has outscored him. Dang. Not the biggest Dallas fan. Kufal's got a great run of fixtures moving forward. Burnley have looked better defensively. Maybe Taylor gets a shot when healthy, because he is flagged. Yeah, I'd probably say those, right? Newcastle defense is too shaky for me to go for. Sheffield's defense has not looked that good. Ivanovic 5-6 years ago. Those would be the ones that I would say off the top of my head. Off the top of my head, I would say Lamptey is 4.8, so he might be a bit more expensive now. Kufal, Target, Kilman, KWP. Those would be my suggestions. There's a lot of good cheap there's a good amount of cheap defenders out there. They all play for like the same team though, so you're gonna get Aston Villa defense looks solid. West Ham defense is a great run of fixtures. They've been looking better. Kilman, if he plays for Wolverhampton, is an absolute steal at 4.3. James Justin is just on his way out. That's my biggest worry about him because you got Pereira, who's going to be playing in a like a friendly. I forgot the exact wording, but he will be playing in that next week or this weekend, something like that. So Pereira's on his way soon to returning, and then you have Kasani. So James Justin's probably going to be out, unfortunately. Think of James Justin or Digne. Digne is really good for the next 3 matches, especially. I feel like a lot of people have kind of slept on him now because when he was out for these last few matches, everyone was kind of switching to Chilwell because he was a bit cheaper. So everyone's going on the Chilwell train, and rightfully so. He's been fantastic. But Digne, now he's back, is looking really good for these next 3 matches. How to get over a woman. If I knew how to get over a significant other, I would tell you because there's a woman who rejected me about she didn't reject me. We weren't official, but she dumped me, if you know what I mean. And that was like 3 years ago. And every time I see her post, I'm like, dang, man. You know what I mean? And that's been 3 years. So I don't have that. I definitely don't have that answer, man. All I know is that listen to some Rihanna, listen to some is it Boyz II Men who had End of the Road? It's the end of the road as we know it. Maybe some Luther Vandross. I don't know, man. Get a giant pile of ice cream. I wish I knew the answer to that. You're going to work? Yeah, I got work. I work afternoon shift. It's about noon here in California time, and I go and work the afternoon shift at the warehouse. So I got work here in about an hour or so. I gotta leave, but I gotta make lunch and whatnot. I mean, I could stay longer. It's just if the chat, I don't know. I could stay long. I could stay for like another hour, but let's see. My eyes are starting to drop, and my I need some. My throat's starting to hurt from how much I'm talking. Let's see. I'm also thinking about Ings once he returns. Yeah, he's like 8.2 right now, right? Danny Ings. Ings is phenomenal. Obviously, he scored 22 goals last season. And let me go check his run of fixtures because they said he was out for 4 to 6 weeks, and they're coming up on is it week 3 this week? If I'm not mistaken, he's 8.3. He's getting a good price, man. If he comes back for week 11 versus Brighton, then he has Brighton, Sheffield, but then he has Arsenal, who's tough, City, who's tough, but then he has Fulham and West Ham, but then he has Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, I like Danny Ings. He can score against anybody, right? Big Daddy. Good movie. That's the Adam Sandler one, right? On Netflix. I like Danny Ings a lot, man. 8.3. He was in my plans to bring him in until he got hurt, and just unfortunate. I hope he gets better soon and comes back to as great as he is, man. Yeah, Alex, I apologize, man. My tip to getting over a woman has always been to go surfing, and but that's only a tip for anything, man. Let's see. Thinking about Shea Adams though. Shea Adams is a good pick. I think even with Danny Ings out, I think Shea Adams is still a solid pick. Let me check out some stats on him real quick. Come on, Shea Adams. His expected goal is still 0.52. That's really good for that price. Really good, period. He's averaging 2.3 shots per game. That's a bit down. Let's see I'm gonna see his stats without Danny Ings, because Danny Ings I thought was gonna be huge. Obviously, camera. Danny Ings obviously going out hurts because he was starting to become more than just a goal scorer. He had a couple of assists too. Why did I click on Danny Ings? I wanted Shea Adams. Shea Adams is now 6 points behind Danny Ings on the season. I know he's only out for 1 week. Or he's out, but he's only out for 1 week. Is that correct? Wow. Shea Adams is only 6 points behind Danny Ings. Dang. Would not have seen that coming. He had 4 shots and 3 shots on target last week versus Newcastle. So maybe Werner is the way to go, man. Maybe Timo Werner is the captaincy option. But yeah, 4 shots without Danny Ings. So I like Shea Adams moving forward. Think Sterling plays this weekend? I do. That's funny. Sorry, I got a text right now. I do think Sterling plays this weekend. I'd have to check. I'd have to check my Twitter to really see some updates while I've been streaming. I could do that right now. Let me check. Fantasy Football Scout. They always on top of it. And that's not what I wanted. Sorry, I know I'm kind of going through a bit of some dead air real quick, but my mom always said I could never multitask, and she was right. She was right about a lot of things in life, man. Don't tell her I said that. Fantasy Football Scout. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Let's see if they have any news on Sterling. That's not Sterling. That's not Sterling. That's not Sterling. Sorry, I hate having dead air, but I want to look it up. Here we go. Pep says that Raheem Sterling trained for the first time today with the team following his withdrawal from the England squad. So that's the only update I have on Sterling, is that he trained today, which is good news. I mean, I personally think he plays, mostly because this is a huge match, man. They're going up against Tottenham. I don't want to say it's a must-win because it's still too early in the season to be dropping must-wins out, but this could be a huge game as far as table standings go, because Tottenham seem to be definitely challenging for those top 4 positions, if not top 3, top 2. And this could be a huge game for City, man. So I think Sterling does play this weekend, but that's just me. Speculating. Let's see. Salah to Joe Linton, 100%, and captain Joe Linton while you're at it too, man. No question. I mean, Joe Linton's got a. You know what's funny is I know you talk about Joe Linton here in the stream a lot, but when he came on, was it last week? Right? Who they play? Just making sure they played last week, because Joe Linton, if I'm not mistaken, came on against Southampton in like late in the game, and I was like, dude, Joe Linton's gonna come on and he's just gonna save Newcastle here, and I was hoping it would happen, man. It would be great for the stream. Do it. Let's see. Good Zuma replacement for when I get him out. Open to any price. Good Zuma replacement. I think the first player on my list would have to be something that I'm personally keeping an eye on is going to be Alex Telles. Alex Telles has incredible dude. His heat map for one when he was in Portugal is unreal. He gets so high up the pitch. He averages like 9 crosses a game last season, or last 3 seasons combined. 9 crosses. Just to put that in perspective, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's notorious for crossing, gets about 4 or 5 a game, something like that. So he almost doubles the amount that Trent crosses. Of course, it's a different league. Of course, different systems and whatnot. But even if Alex Telles drops to like 3 crosses a game, that's still a lot. You know what I mean? So I think Alex Telles, and because of Luke Shaw's injury, he's going to play this weekend most likely, Telles, and so you're going to get a good eye on what he's able to do. If he looks good this weekend, that'd be the first player I would say. Cancelo, obviously, I like him a lot. I have him in my side. Castagna's back, and he has 3 good fixtures after this week move in a row. Ricardo Pereira is soon to be off injury, but I would definitely hold and wait on that one. Off the top of my head, you could drop down to a 4.8 with like Vestergaard, Kyle Walker-Peters, Lamptey, Kufal. Cresswell looks really good. I think, especially with his fixtures, Cresswell is on set pieces too, if I'm not mistaken, and he's getting a ton of attempted assists. Maybe that's where you go. Where are you at? Cresswell is averaging, there we go. Look at that. 4 attempted assists versus Fulham. When he played bigger squads, he didn't get as many off with Liverpool and City, but then he had 2 against Arsenal, 4 against Wolverhampton, 4 against Leicester, 2 against Tottenham. So Cresswell is a good shout, man, and he's 5.1, and he's got Sheffield up next. Villa, United is tough, then Leeds, Crystal Palace. So he has a good run of fixtures for quite some time too. Maybe Cresswell's the way to go. Swoop. Who should I captain? Ziyech, Chilwell, DCL, Grealish, Bruno Fernandes, or Vardy? I'd captain Bruno. In order, I'd probably go Bruno, Vardy, Chilwell, Grealish, DCL. No, all those are good options, man. I'm not gonna rank them. I take back what I said. Going back and editing it later. I'd captain Bruno. if I had Bruno in my squad, he would have been my set captain 2 weeks ago as soon as Gameweek 8's deadline went up. But that would be my pick. Oh yeah, what does a Discord consist of, and is there people in the Discord yet? Yeah, I have a Discord going right now. It's strictly just people from this YouTube channel who want to talk about FPL. It's I'll see if I can get the code right now. I'll throw it in the comment section. Yeah, it's strictly like today. Today we just had people talking about what was the first thing that was brought up. First thing that was brought up today was somebody had, like, you can ask questions like today, target Kufal and Grealish in. Someone Dylan asked. So it's strictly just a place where you could talk about FPL. If you have any questions, if you have any updates on like Mo Salah's updates, you could throw it in the chat. You can just have a bunch of people talk about it. There's 4 people in it right now. I'll go ahead and throw it in the comments. Yeah, you can join if you want, man. Hopefully it's just a way that we can, if you have questions and you don't want to wait till a stream on Friday, or I don't know, just to have a good time, man. There's a Discord right there. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, so it's just Discord just to have a good chats about FPL, man, or anything really. Let's see, Joe Linton is captain. Yeah, 100% Joe Linton is captain, no question. I would take a -8 to bring in Joe Linton if I could, man. You know what's funny is, I really hope he scores. I want to see him score so bad. I'd be so pumped. So now, welcome. So now, let's see. Okay, so dilemma: do I bench Salah or do I take a -8 hit Kufal for Robertson, ZS for Son, and Salah for Fernandez? Would you want to have Mo Salah going on in the future? Would be my biggest question. Because if he's back next week and you want to bring him back, it's going to take another transfer just to bring him back, and that's quite the headache. So that would be my biggest question. Kufal for Robertson, you could do that. ZS for Son, I like ZS. I like bringing in ZS a lot. You said I should have read the end of the sentence. Then bring back Salah for game week 12. Game week 12. That's quite some time away, so it does give you some time in the future to bring back Salah. I kind of like that. If I took the -8, I would definitely captain. I would definitely captain Bruno if I was bringing him in for a -8. That -8's tough though, man, because Son could score against this on a counterattack for City, and I wouldn't be too surprised. Robertson, yeah, I dropped Robbo. I dropped Robbo and Son myself already. I wouldn't be surprised if either of them get returns because they are great players. That's a tough one, Sana. I wish I could help more. Anyway, anybody else in the comments have a suggestion for it? Yeah, if I go cheaper. If you go cheaper, yeah, I guess my biggest question for you, Alex, is if you did go cheaper in defense, like if you drop Zuma down to, let's say, Kyle Walker-Peters or Vestergaard or something, what would you do with that extra money? That's always going to be, I guess, that's my biggest question. Because if you drop to Kyle Walker-Peters and I could afford you to bring in like Bruno Fernandes, then that would be the play. But if you spend that extra money and you still have money for like Bruno Fernandes, or you want to bring in Ziyech, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. Dude, who's on your bench? Who will come on for Salah? Yeah, so that's my bench. I should just do this. I don't know. I've done this. I should have hit the save. So I'll have Lamptey come in off my bench. If Kilman doesn't play, my camera. If Kilman doesn't play, because I heard he went through some tragic stuff this week. Shout out to him, man. That tough times he's going through. Then Basuma will come in, then Stroik. So I still have a decent playing bench who will get a couple points. That's who I'll have coming in for Salah. Do United have players capable of finishing those crosses? Tellus could be on free kicks and maybe corners. He could be on corners too, huh? Because Bruno will have one side, Tellus will have the other. That'd be super interesting to see. And I agree with Alex. Tellus is a baller from what I've been able to notice when he was playing in Portugal. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of him from what I've seen. I just want to see what he could do in the Prem. Let's see if he locks down Luke Shaw. I honestly almost went for him over Cancelo. I didn't have the guts to do so. But yeah, dude, I don't know if anyone. That's a good point because I don't see Martial finishing too much at this moment. He hasn't been consistent. But if Cavani gets some solid time at striker, Cavani is a big target who knows how to find the right places to go to. And if Cavani starts and gets good playing time, then yeah, Telles will have someone to find because Rashford is on the same side as him, so I don't see him getting too many crosses into Rashford, who somehow finds a way to be on the right side. That's a good point, but I'm super interested to see because is he going to get as much crosses off? Is he going to be more passing around the 18? Is he going to get in deep positions like Robbo does? It's going to be something super interested. I'm super interested to see how Telles plays this weekend. If I do watch this United match without owning any United players, I'm super scared watching it. I'm going to have a close eye on Telles. He'd be the number one guy I'm watching. I won't look at Bruno at all. I'm too scared. Who's better to bring in, Ziyech or Bowen for long term? Ziyech. I'd 100% bring in Ziyech over Bowen. I think Ziyech is going to be a guy that is going to be in a lot of. I think he's going to become template pretty soon, if I had to guess. Big fan of Ziyech. Everyone is welcome in FPL world, man. Everybody. Hopefully we can get Alex Morgan in our Discord chat. It'd be crazy if we just like one day you just see like Harry Kane has entered the chat. Wouldn't that be something? Harry Kane, man, do you want to talk about calling out to you, man? I was actually thinking the other day like who would be my dream guest to have on this channel. Like if I had to pick like the top 3 people to have talking about FPL or even just like interview on this channel, I don't know who I'd pick, man. I was thinking like Dave Chappelle's got to be up there. We would not talk about FPL at all because I don't think he ever watches football, but it'd still be dope. I don't know, man. I was just a random thought I had while staring at my ceiling the other night. Crikey, I thought I never heard of that in my lifetime. Joelinton, captain against Chelsea, madness. The Newcastle fans think he's a clown. He's only had 2 goals in 42 games? Is that how much it's been? Oh, man. I hope he picks it up, man. I hope he picks it up. If why am I forgetting his name? This really is. My brain's starting to go the longer the stream goes. Why am I forgetting his name? He's my favorite announcer of all time. Ray Hudson. Yeah, I think Ray Hudson played for Newcastle, right? He's a big Newcastle supporter, if I'm not mistaken. He loved his time in Newcastle. Let's see, Alex. Just in case I want to say Salah back. Just in case I want to get Salah back, I'll have 8. Something to replace 8 something mil to replace Zuma with if I get Werner for Martial. Oh, so you can get any defender you want. Period. Yeah. I think for me that in order it would be Cancelo. I would love to see Alex Telles playing. Obviously you have Chilwell already, but then Cresswell is somebody I would really look at bringing in. Always got to have an eye on Robbo. If he gets hot, obviously people want him in a squad. Even with Luke Shaw. But yeah, Alex Telles is somebody I really want to see because Luke Shaw, Trauma said right here, Luke Shaw is done, game over. But with Luke Shaw, he would get in such good positions attacking wise, but he just wouldn't do anything with it. You know what I mean? And I think Alex Telles is going to be able to really show some greatness on that left from what I've seen on his tape. But yeah, Martial won't be finishing too many crosses. I agree. But even United's schedule gets really favorable here moving forward. So maybe their defense can really start to click. 1% ownership already. Look at that schedule Telles has moving forward. West Brom, Southampton, West Ham. City's obviously tough. Sheffield, Leeds, Leicester, Wolverhampton. He's got a great run of fixtures till game week 26. Man, that is... Maybe I do bring in Bruno. Look at that run of fixtures United have. Yeah, Telles for sure has to be on the watch list. See how he performs this week against West Brom. Because, yeah. That schedule right there is mighty tasty. Nikhil says, should I transfer Kane out for Vardy next week and captain him? I would wait to see how Kane looks this week. If Kane still looks good against City, then I would hold on to him. But I really like the idea of bringing in Vardy for the next 3 matches. Because he is let me go to for the next 3 matches are very... Like, you could captain him for the next 3 is what I'm trying to say. And I think they're great options. You got Fulham next week, Sheffield the week after, who are not that good defensively. And then Brighton, who are pretty decent defensively, but don't save too many opportunities. I think they have the worst save percentage in the league. So yeah, Fulham and Sheffield are two great opportunities to captain Jamie Vardy. So I'm a big fan of that, and he's on good form. Where are we at? So yeah, I really like the idea of bringing in Vardy. I would just keep a close eye on Harry Kane this weekend and see how Tottenham plays against top squads. And Cavani won't start ahead of Rashford, Martial. Yeah, I feel like Cavani is going to get a lot of playing. I don't know. I'm not a United supporter. I just can't see Cavani not getting a lot of playing time. And that does worry me if I was a Martial owner, because it almost seems like Martial is leaving around the 60th, 70th minute every game now. Let's see. Have a good rest of the day. Hey, thank you for showing up, Will. Appreciate you, man. God bless. Yeah. Have a great weekend, and hopefully you're blessed with a lot of green arrows, man. Alex, what other comedians do you like? Jeez. That's such a tough question, because I feel like in the comedy realm, there are so many different classes of comedy. You got stand-up comedy, you got movie comedy, you got just people who are just funny in general, like interviewing wise. You got TV comedy. I mean, for me, Dave Chappelle is my favorite comedian of all time, period, and I don't think it's close. Growing up, my favorite comedians were Chris Farley and Jim Carrey. As just a young wild kid, I took a lot of my comedy as a kid was based off of Chris Farley. I still love that man. Rest in peace, man. Shame. As far as right now, there's just too much. Eddie Murphy's a legend. Obviously, Chris Rock is awesome. Bill Burr's got some funny stuff. Ken Jeong is hilarious. There's just too many good comedians out there. I really like it. I feel like I need to give a shout out to Whitney Cummings and Taylor Thompson, two very funny females. I really like their stand-ups, man. The latest ones they had on Netflix, and those are just the ones off the top of my head. Again, there are so many great comedians out there. Let's see. Joe Linton, Bruno the amount of. Jeez, yeah, that's Joe Linton, man. That's rough. 2-42 matches in the Prem. I still remember his first goal he scored for Newcastle, and the crowd was Newcastle fans were going wild, man. Brutal the amount of career energies he took. Who are we talking about there? I forget who we're talking about. Anyway, let's see. Wilbur, what's up, man? We were talking about a lot of. I feel like we were talking about a lot of Chelsea earlier, man. We really need some insight on some Chelsea updates. Because I was talking about how Tammy Abraham is like a super sleeper pick for captaincy option this week. I feel like with Pulisic out, Werner's going to slide out wide, and Tammy Abraham's going to go up top. And he's had with the limited minutes he's had, Tammy Abraham has looked good. And I think that he is a decent sleeper captaincy pick this week, man. Not like I would say to own him, but you know. All right, so Sana would do this. Just do Kufal to Rabo and Fernandez for Son, then play a 4-3-4 of Zuma, Chilwell, Mings, and Kufal. I like that. Fernandez, Grealish, James, DCL, Kane, Bamford. That way I just keep Salah and take a -4 hit. I like that a lot, Sana. I like that. Big fan of that. Because then you get to keep Salah for next week, who they play Brighton. And yeah, I think that's a really good pick. I think I would captain Bruno out of that, me personally. Love the front three are great. Grealish, Fernandez are awesome. Big fan of. Then James versus Fulham is a really good pick. I really like that play, man. I really like it. So United still have N'Golo to bring on. Has he played much this season? I remember last year a lot of people were picking him up, man. Let's see. Yeah, what are they going to do with him? Because right now he's got to be super low on the pecking order. Are they just going to transfer him out in the winter window? Let's see, Bruno Fernandes or Ziyech for this game week. I'd pick Bruno. I feel like Bruno is the best captaincy option this week. If I had to pick one player in all of FPL to captain, it'd be Bruno this week. Let's see, Black Sheep with David Spade. I'm more of a Tommy Boy guy myself, but Black Sheep is great, man. Tommy Boy is a movie that I would quote all the time. I still quote it to this day. Shut up, Richard. Yeah, Tommy Boy is a movie that I probably watched, like, I can't even tell you the amount of times I watched. Like, there were a few movies growing up that I felt like I got funnier when I was a kid watching them. They were like Tommy Boy, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber. Those are three, like, the absolute staples that I would watch so much as a child, man. I know I'm missing some other ones, but yeah. Let's see. Daff, welcome, Daff. Currently debating Haller to Antonio for -4. I don't know. Is Antonio going to play this weekend though? I think I read something that he still might not be back this week. If Antonio is back, I like that -4, man. Just get it done. It's a move that you would want to do in the future anyway. Just get it over with. Peel the Band-Aid off fast and just take that -4 and bring in Antonio. Because Antonio at 6.2, that's such a good price. And Haller just does not look that good right now. I was watching the game 2 weeks ago, and the announcers are almost saying it's almost like Haller doesn't realize how big he is. You know, like he doesn't play with as much strength as he actually has. As I squeak there. Wilbur says Tammy won't score much. He drags defenders in between for Werner to get to the space to score. That's true. Tammy is doing a great job for Werner to get behind. So maybe that just ups the claims to make Werner your captain this week. Werner might be a really good captaincy too. Yeah, that's a good shot by Wilbur. Salah could be out for 3 games, 2 Prem and 1 Champions League. That's true, man. That's the tough thing about Salah right now is that if he's out for 2 weeks, it's too much. That's 12.3 is just too much money to have sitting on your bench, man. Too much money sitting on your bench. Yeah, Gallo, that's right. He's on loan from China, and he's only back right now. There was some weird wording because of the COVID that he stayed, right? I don't know the exactness on that, but yeah, as far as Salah goes, there's so much ambiguity. I can't say that word. I was hoping I would get it out right now, man. This stream's getting to me. Yeah, Salah being out for 2 Premier League games would just be so tough, man. That's so much money to have on your bench. That's why I'm almost like if it's late tonight and I've had one too many drinks, I could easily see myself taking a -4 and taking Salah out for De Bruyne and just doing that. But I just because it's just so much cloudiness around. Is he gonna actually be back for Brighton? And even then, Brighton I feel like is still a pretty tough match considering Brighton are pretty good defensively. But then after that, is that December 5th has a 7 o'clock. Every game's at 7 o'clock on the 5th of December. Oh, that's gonna be so epic. Everyone's Is that gonna stand? Game week 11. Here's Game week 11's schedule right now. Every single team is playing at 7 o'clock on Saturday, or at whatever time it is in London. What is that? 3 o'clock in the afternoon in London. Dang, that's so epic. Oh man. And then Liverpool have Wolverhampton after that. So maybe getting rid of Salah is the way to go. Are you keeping Salah? Yeah, so I Adam FPL. I wasn't planning on doing so, but looking at their schedule, there's just so much clouds around Mo Salah. It's so hard to have that much money on your bench. I was planning on keeping him because he's one of those guys that I want to keep him forever. You know what I mean? And so I was hoping that he'd only be out for 1 game week, but as of right now, it's so much money to have on my bench. If I drop him and bring in Bruno this week, I'd have a captaincy pick, and I wouldn't have to worry about debating between Ziyech or Calvert-Lewin. And I could just because Mo Salah is probably going to drop to 12 too, so I lose 0.1 on him. Dang, man. It's going to take some serious debating. I'm probably going to wake up super early tomorrow because I think the deadline's at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh. Maybe I just pull an all-nighter and go to bed at like 2:30 this morning, and then I'll decide and see if there's any updated Mo Salah news, but yeah, maybe the best thing to do is get rid of him. Yeah, I'm not sure. See, FPL Swan, man, if I were you, maybe keep Haller for 1 more week. You can even that's so tough. Yeah, I'd probably keep him for 1 more week and then wait and hear it. Because Antonio, if he's not back this week, he's back next week. And Yeah, that's so tough, man. I hope if Halar starts this weekend, I hope he scores for you. That's tough. Tommy Boy Spade was Farley's dad, sister or stepbrother, if I remember. Not seeing that since I was 16. Yeah, Tommy Boy, David Spade was his dad's assistant. And they're kind of, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was, right? And a lot of people take 8 years. I think I quoted Tommy Boy when I graduated, because when I pulled the Tommy Boy. I started college started university when I was 18. I didn't graduate from college until I was 26. And in the movie Tommy Boy, Chris Farley says a lot of people take 8 years to graduate college. And yeah, that was me. It took me 8 years to graduate from college, and now I'm going back for grad school in 2 months, man. So got another long 3 years ahead of me. Ever seen Team America? I saw Team America when it first came out a long time ago. I remember it being funny, but I haven't seen it in forever, man. Forever. Maybe I should watch it this weekend. Halar was a baller at Frankfurt. Yeah, he was good, man. He was good. It just something isn't clicking here in the Prem. Maybe it's just West Ham that's not clicking. The environment. I don't know. Now I gotta go see you, man. Good seeing you, Wilbur. Thanks for coming, man. Let's see. Antonio's a bargain, but he has injury issues. Hamstrings are weak. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that if he's playing at 6.2, he's got to be the biggest, if not the biggest steal in FPL. But yeah, it's just the injury concerns. But it's a risk I'm willing to take at that price, man. He's so good. Let's see. Joelinton and Haller were really good in Bundesliga. That's so tough. That's why I'm learning my lesson fast, to not bring in someone just because they're not bringing in someone who's not world class already when they come in the Prem. You know what I mean? So like it just takes a while. Like last year I brought in Haller when he first came in, or like after like 4 or 5 game weeks. Like, this dude's good in Bundesliga, he's got to be good here, and he just never figured it out, man. All right, I got to wrap up here pretty soon. Sun went down last night before the usual time. Sun did? Like the sun or human sun? The sun here, dude. The sun here is going down at 5 o'clock at night, 4:30 at night because of daylight savings time. What's up, Jahangir? I hope I said your name right. Welcome. When's double game week? I don't think it's been confirmed yet. I think they're gonna say later. Ben Krillin is one to follow on Twitter if you want more news on that. It hasn't been announced yet, if I'm not mistaken. This is the USA version of the Premier League website. Is it different in yeah, this is the USA version. Is it different in the UK? I mean, this is the only thing I would know that would be different would be for sure the time zone. But yeah, this is what the FPL website is, USA version. Yeah, just time zone different. I don't know. Is there anything different? Let's see. Where are we at? If Milner plays, he will take pens. Yeah, if Milner plays, he might be a sneaky free hit player, but I wouldn't have him on my squad. Yeah, 3 a.m., dude. Yeah, you know that's the worst. The worst thing about being a fan of football, especially the Premier League, is the fact that if I want to because of TV copyright issues, like this game. Oh, that's not the right week. That's game week 11. Like game week 9, like this Chelsea Newcastle, I haven't checked yet. Oh, it's not. So it's on Peacock, which is a streaming device here. And so that means I can't record it. And so if I want to watch that Chelsea Newcastle match, I have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to watch that match. Otherwise, I can't watch it until I can get like a YouTube replay or something. So that's the worst. And the next day on Sunday, if I want to watch the Everton Fulham match. So one of my captains are going to be playing at 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I can't watch it unless I'm up at that time. That is the worst thing about being a Premier League fan here in the United States. Just so tough, man. But yeah, sacrifice I'm willing to make. That's why I got to get a ton of coffee whenever I watch these matches, man. It's the worst when I wake up. It's the worst if I wake up at like 5 o'clock and the game's just so drawn out. The worst, man. That's yeah. Adam FPL, man. What's up, Adam FPL? I feel like, let me check out. Hold on, one sec. Adam FPL, I haven't checked out your. Are you an FPL content creator? I'm checking out your channel right now. Adam FPL is a content creator. check out his stuff. I haven't checked him out yet, so I don't know anything. I honestly, sorry, I wish I could say I watched your videos, but I don't think I have. I'm trying to go through and see if I have. I have not. He's brand new. It looks like his newest video was 2 months ago. Check him out, man. Check out Adam FPL. I'm gonna check out your video as soon as this video is done. Let's see. He says, "I feel you, man. What do you think of doing Salah and Barnes for Bruno and Grealish?" I actually like that. Oh, for a -8. Ooh. I kind of like that. I like Salah and Barnes, and if Salah was healthy, I would say just to stick with it. But I mean, I love Grealish, and I really like Bruno. I think they're two players who are incredibly undervalued, as far as price goes. So I'm not against doing that at all, and it would give you a captaincy option this week. We have no. That -8's tough though. That -8's tough. Let's see. That's tough, Adam FPL. I'll check out your channel again here in a little after, as soon as I'm done. Well, that's it, when I get home from work. Let's see. That's tough. What are you thinking about doing it? Are you how close are you to pulling that trigger? Let's see. Trauma. Team America is still funny. I remember it being so funny back in high school, man. I got to recheck it out. The sausages aren't as good in England compared to Germany. That's why they don't perform. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Speaking of sausages, the bacon in America is so much different than bacon in England. Because bacon in England, it's like a piece of ham, right? Like an actual piece. Here in America, it's like that. It's just way different. I need to go to Germany. Man. I'm so hungry right now. I think the only thing I had to eat this morning was grapes. Yeah, I'm starving. Great stream. Hey, thank you, Alex. Appreciate it, man. Good luck this weekend too. I think I'm gonna stream Sunday. I'm not entirely sure. Right now, life's really stacking up on me, and so I don't know how much time I have this weekend. But I will try to stream on Sunday. Hopefully, you'll have a great Green Arrow, man. Good luck this weekend. Yeah. Let's see, Trauma. No, Sun went down early in value. Oh yeah. Sorry, price wise, I lost 100K on Sun. FPL statistics say they would go down. Sun was one too. I don't think he was close, was he? There's been a few lately, like Kyle Walker-Peters went up in price. He wasn't close to FPL statistics. Of course, FPL statistics is doing the best they can, and it's not 100%. But yeah, Sun went down in price. That's tough, losing that 0.1. I think because here in America, the price drops officially at 5:30 at night. So that would be 1:30 in the morning London time, if I'm not mistaken. About 1:30 London time. I got the same. I got the same for NBA and NFL, UFC and boxing. Yeah. I lived in London for a while, and I'm a huge NFL fan. Or I'm a huge American football fan. And I remember when I would have to watch. I remember watching NFL games. I'm a Niner fan, and the Niners were fine. I should say this. I'm a Charger fan first, but I'm a big Niner fan as well. And they were finally in the playoffs after 10 years of not being in, and they had a game, and I had to wake up at 3 in the morning to watch it too, man. NFL is tough to watch in the UK. I definitely get that. Because I think the games start here at 10. Because it would start at 6 o'clock. Yeah, so if you wanted to watch a Sunday night or Monday night football game, those games start at about 5 o'clock here in California time, which would be about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh man, do what you got to do, right? Do you think Sun will get many points this game week? And if you're in, let's see. Do you think Sun will get many points this game week? Might just change Salah to Bruno and leave Sun in the team. Then next week, KDB and Kane to Vardy. Sun to KDB and Kane to Vardy. Roll transfer. So, as far as Sun goes, he hasn't had good form for about 3 game weeks now. He did score 2 weeks ago against Burnley, but it was off a corner. He's usually not in the box on corners. He's usually taking them. I think a monster truck just went by my house. He hasn't looked good for a few game weeks, and his fixtures get really tough. But the thing with City is they're going to possess the ball. They're going to win the possession battle against Tottenham. in my opinion. And that's just going to create opportunities for Son to counter, right? So if someone scores from Tottenham this weekend, I'd probably say it's going to be Son. But Son isn't somebody that I'm going to want for the next few matches with the fixtures they have going forward, especially, again, because he hasn't looked good for a couple weeks now. So I don't see him scoring this weekend, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a counter-attacking goal. That's my thoughts. If you want to know what I would do, I got rid of Son and I brought in Ziyech. That's what I did. Lots of people are going to be in the same boat this weekend with COVID injuries. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, was it like 2 days ago? If you were fielding a starting 11, you were in good. Not some good company, but you're in a good position because there's so many injuries and COVID's going around like crazy and just yeah. It's definitely worth holding on your transfer as long as possible. Did I sell Salah? No, I got Salah on my bench right here. I'm still tempted to sell him. I could still sell him and bring in Bruno and captain him this week. It would cost me a -4. But I really like Salah for the long run. It's not somebody that I want to get rid of. Of course, the obvious question that everyone's asking is how long is he going to be out for? Is it going to be 1 week, 2 weeks? Is it going to be longer? Is he going to have it for a long time? The honest answer is nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Mo Salah. They're keeping it really close to vest on this one as far as Liverpool goes. And so I'm going to keep him. I think that's where I'm standing. What are you going to do? Let's see. Sorry to upset you, but bacon is garbage in the U.S. Wasn't impressed on my visit. Yeah. So I'm on record saying that bacon is overrated. Period. So alone. Like you could put bacon with anything, and it's a great complimentary dish, right? I learned how to like spinach because I would eat it with bacon. Bacon is good on so many different things, but alone, I don't like bacon that much. It's super salty. I like English bacon. I think Australia is the same way. They have the same kind of bacon. I like that bacon more than I like American bacon. Especially if you get that English breakfast with beans, man. Put some beans on it. Oh, now we're talking. Now I'm starving, dude. Now I want an English breakfast. But I actually agree with you. I actually get into. A lot of people call me crazy in America because I actually am on record saying bacon alone is overrated. But again, bacon on like burgers, bacon with anything, bacon in salads, bacon on pizza. Man, I'm starving. Is Mitchell Crystal Palace good or not for playing for 11? I don't know. Honestly, I wish I could answer better. I've just been reading a lot about that and a lot of it's speculation, but I can't see him playing. I'm not too sure on that one. I'm going to be completely honest. From what I'm reading, I don't think that he is going to come back into the starting 11. From what I am reading, but again, I don't think anyone knows at this point. That's tough. Sorry, I wish I could help more, man. I could do some more research on it and try to get back to you tonight. I was gonna say tonight. California's tonight. I could try to get back to you later before the deadline and come up with a better answer for you. I wish I could, but it's a lot of it's just speculation right now. And I agree with Troma. A lot of people are saying that Van Aanholt isn't going to lose the spot, but then you hear speculation that Van Aanholt's on his way out, and so maybe Mitchell starts. But yeah, for me personally, I'd probably see Van Aanholt starting more all the time now. Now that and I just don't see Mitchell playing, but that's me speculating. So I don't know. Should I bench Son or Ward-Prowse? Yep. I would 100% bench Ward-Prowse and start Son. I know Son's going up against a really tough City defensive unit, but I would start Son. Way higher of a ceiling for me personally. So you have Son. Yeah, I didn't miss any comments. Cool. I have Son, Zaha, Grealish, Salah. My question is it good to sell Salah and get Ziyech or Fernandes? I also have Jimenez. Should I sell Jimenez and get Ziyech? Will cost me -8. -8. That's a tough one to bring in, man. Tough. That's tough to. I'm gonna say this. I always say this. I always say this every time I try to say this every time I ask a question. I feel like I could provide advice, but at the end of the day, you got to go with what you feel is best. You know what I mean? So I'll provide my advice. For me personally, I got rid of Son and brought in Ziyech. I had enough money to bring in Bruno. I like Ziyech a lot. I think Ziyech at his price at 8.1, 8.2, whatever he's at right now, is incredibly undervalued. He's a lot like Bruno, a lot like KDB from what I've seen, as far as he's going to be involved in everything that they do. And so at 8.2 and the highest scoring team in the Prem, Ziyech is incredible. But going to Jimenez, I've been a big fan of Jimenez for a few years now, but Wolverhampton just don't do much attacking wise, creatively. Man, this stream, I've been talking too long in this stream. I would get rid of Jimenez. That Wolverhampton attack just doesn't do enough for me. And at 8.5, whatever he is right now, you could do a lot better. Like, you could drop to Bamford, Shea Adams, Antonio if he's healthy, Ollie Watkins, and you would save like 2.5 mil. Then you can move on somewhere else. Like, you could use that 2.5 mil and upgrade, assuming like Zaha to Bruno Fernandes, or not Bruno Fernandes, Son to KDB, something like that. You know what I mean? That would be my suggestion for you. Hopefully that helps. I just worry getting rid of Salah, I won't be able to afford to bring him back in. That's a huge thing. You drop him now, and if they could, because price shops are funny, because somebody could drop like you saw Werner have like a million never dropped in price. So Salah might be one of those guys where they just freeze him at 12.3, and it'd be hard to bring him back in, and you'd probably have to take a -4 to bring him back in. And so that's just a lot of effort if you like him moving forward, man. I agree. That's probably why I'm just going to bring him in, just because I like him for the future. And that's why I have a bench. So I have Lamptey coming in off my bench versus Villa. That's a good enough option for me to run with it. Alex, I don't really like bacon. Most overhyped food of all time. I agree, man. I still haven't tried. I heard a maple bar with bacon on top of it is really good. Now, I don't see how that could be good, but I mean, you never try it before you deny it, right? What's up? Are you doing laundry right now? You gonna pet the cat? Yep. Did you get your hair did? Nope. All right. Sorry. Let's see where we at. South America has USA bacon. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Yeah, I agree. Bacon's so overhyped, man. But again, it's good. It's so good with so many other things. Let's see. South America. I need some. You know what? I really need to try some. I want some Papa a la Higuain, that Peruvian food. That's what I need to have this weekend. That's what I'm settled on. All right. We do eat a lot of bacon sandwiches in England with brown sauce or red. I forgot it's called brown sauce there, huh? Not barbecue sauce or anything. Yeah, bacon sandwiches, BLTs, man. Bacon burgers. Bacon's so good on so many things, but alone. Do you like bacon alone?
Absolutely.
Alone, you like bacon?
Absolutely.
I think it's so overrated.
You are so wrong.
Yeah, see, I get a ton of crap for liking bacon alone. But bacon with everything is so good, man. 20s until it dies. 10s, yeah. The count, I always forget that the countdown shows on my screen. What I do, will you make those 8 points back? Jimenez is only a 1-goal player. That's the thing about Jimenez, though, is if he scores, he's probably going to get bonus points, too. That's the thing with him. But it's just, they don't do enough creatively to make me warrant bringing him back in. May get some bonus points, yeah. Captain Grealish, I think Grealish is a good option this week. He's obviously shown how good he is as a player. I think I'm gonna look at how many points he scored this season, and he's only 7 points behind Mo Salah. Grealish is the 4th highest scoring player in the game, only behind Kane, Son, and Salah. Jack Grealish, he's balling out, man. I'm not against captaining him at all. I think if there's any week you're going to captain someone random and just go for it, it's this week. Captaining Jack Grealish is not a bad shout. You look at his last couple matches, he had a goal line clearance again this week that he could have easily scored against Arsenal. He came away with an assist. He's involved in everything they do, man. Again, Brighton does worry me a little bit defensively. I think they're pretty good defensively, although they don't save too many shots. But I'm a fan of captaining Grealish this week. I may even do it myself. I want to see what the Tides bring me tonight. Who should I captain? Zaha, Grealish, Kane, and DCL. I would captain. As of right now, I have most of the same players except Zaha, and I'm captaining DCL. I think DCL has a good opportunity to come away with a goal or two now that Richarlison is back. So I'd probably go with DCL out of those guys. But you can make a great argument for any of them. But for me, I'd go captain DCL and probably vice Jack Grealish. I still think Harry Kane's a good shout too, but I'd go DCL and Jack Grealish, captain, vice captain. Bruno is going up again. Is he really? Fernandez doesn't go up for like 7 game weeks, and now everyone's bringing him in, and now he's going up again. Whoa. 32% owned now. Jeez. Come on, Cancelo. Give me that 0.1, man. Give me some money. Let's see. Servicha? That's Peruvian. Servicha, is it? Let me, one sec. Talk real quick. One sec. I'm Googling food. I'm so hungry right now, man. I'm so hungry. Are you talking about ceviche? Anyway, I'm starving, man. Let's see. Yeah, Bruno going up again, man. Peruvian food's good, dude. I got a good Peruvian place by my house that I go to from time to time. I don't know, FPL says. I'm thinking hard about it because I still have Taylor and Wilson flagged. Plan is next week to do Son to KDB and get Salah in for free for Fulham by banking in Gameweek 11. Let me see. Taylor and Wilson are flagged. I think, yeah, because I was reading up on Callum Wilson. If I'm not mistaken, they said that he trained today and everything looked good. But if there's any risk at all, they're not going to start him, or they're not going to play him. They're not going to take that chance. And so if he has any sort of setback, if anything doesn't feel good, he's not playing, and that does worry me. Taylor is flagged as well. I haven't read anything about him this morning. That's tough, man. Maybe then do it. Maybe. Yeah, that's tough, man. So many flags going around right now. Looking like a Pac-12 American football. That joke landed with nobody here because nobody watches it. Let's see. No one eats bacon on its own. In America, a ton of people eat bacon on its own. Like if you go out to eat and you get also pancakes are overrated. Pancakes are the most. I take that back. Pancakes are the most overrated food, breakfast food. Period. But you always go and get like what do you want as your side? Do you want bacon or do you want sausage? And yeah, so in America, a ton of people eat bacon on its own. But going back to the pancakes thing, yeah, only reason why I say pancakes are overrated because French toast is way better and waffles are way better. So if you had to ask me, what do you want, waffles, French toast, or pancakes? I hate using the word never always, but I'm pretty much never gonna pick pancakes unless they're like the chocolate chip pancakes or like pumpkin chocolate chip pancakes or something. Then that's fire. Then we could talk. But pancakes alone, like just the silver dollar pancakes, nah. Let's see. If Milner take pens and Salah is suddenly not a must-have option. I kind of disagree a little bit. I hear you, but I still think Salah has penalties with them both on the pitch. But even then, without penalties, Mo Salah is still going to score. Because like, if you look at his last couple seasons, I'll go to Mo Salah real quick. If we go to his last couple seasons, my camera's dying too. It's almost out of battery, so I really got to wrap this up. His last couple seasons, he scored 32, 22, and 19, and he's scored 1 goal, 1 penalty, 3 penalties, 3 penalties. So if you take away his pens, he still scored 19 2 seasons ago and 18 last season. Or sorry, 16 last season. 16 and 10. So he's still a great option even without penalties, in my opinion. But if he is off penalties, then the argument would be, who would you go for, Mo Salah or Sadio Mane? I hear you on that one for sure. Grealish is crushing 100%. He looks good, man. He'll probably be 8 mil before Christmas. Yeah. And I don't even see him stopping there. This dude looks phenomenal. He's really stepped up, man. And he looked good last year. Bruno or Ziyech? Bruno or Ziyech or Grealish for captain? I'm picking Bruno. Out of those people, I'm picking Bruno. I think my vice would probably go for Ziyech, but Bruno for me is just it has the highest potential, highest opportunity to score, highest percentage to score. We all want the money, man. Are you talking about the fish dish with lemon? No, I was talking about that one, the ceviche, that one. I don't know where. I always was under the assumption that was a Mexican dish. Now I want some Mexican food, man. Oh, tacos, burrito. What do I go for? Tamale's got to be the most underrated food, or got to be up there with the most underappreciated food. Because everyone who gets tamales, like, dude, these are so good. But, like, no one goes out of their way to talk about or get tamales, I guess. Get some hot sauce with that thing. Oh, now we talking. I'm so hungry. Ugh. The first dish I was talking about, the papa a la Ewing, I don't know if I said that right, but it's like the potatoes dish. Is it cheese and potatoes? It's fire, man. Callum used to be my hero. Wait, is he for real your least favorite? Oh, he's at your least favorite Prem team. Are you a Bournemouth supporter? Callum's good, man. Callum's a good player, and he's really balling out at Newcastle right now. But also Fraser is out as well, so that's gonna only help Chelsea's opportunity to get a clean sheet. Rodriguez out for Jota. I don't know. That's tough, man. I mean, the thing about James Rodriguez, I talked about it in the stream like a couple hours ago. That I've been talking that long. Is he's still James Rodriguez? He's still a phenomenal player, but he hasn't had an assist since game week 5, and so I question if he's lost form or if it's the fact that they didn't have Digne or Richarlison and he's been hurt. So which one is it, right? I could be either one, man. I personally think that dude, that's so tough. I mean, Jota's with Salah being out, Jota is an incredible option. Even with Salah in, you think Jota's a good pick, right? At 6.4, whatever he is right now. But I'd probably stick with James. But dude, that's just either way, man. I think Jota maybe go Jota. I don't know. That's tough. I kind of want to stay away from that one. Dallas, Texas. I went to Dallas one time. I went to Dallas for a week. Also, what's up? No worries. Hopefully that helped. I went to Dallas 1 week, and I was a little disappointed, I'm not going to lie. But you have great ice cream there. Since you're from Dallas, and we're talking about food right now because I'm starving, what are your thoughts on Whataburger? Whataburger in America is a chain. It's not necessarily a burger chain, but it's like a place where people. It's a Texas thing, and a lot of people in Texas go there after parties. It's like a 24-hour thing, kind of like their version of Waffle House, and they have a ton of different variety of food, and it's like the thing to eat in Texas. It's like the Nando's of Texas, except for more variety. People don't order a plate of bacon in the they don't order a plate of bacon in the USA. It's not alone. Like it is definitely a side dish, but if you go out to eat waffles, you'll definitely hear people say, "Can I get an extra side of bacon?" So they'll get like 4 or 5 pieces of bacon, man. Bacon is like and they just grab it and chew it, man, all on its own. But yeah, it's definitely a side dish, so you don't get bacon alone, but like you'll definitely see people order more bacon. Agree with Pac-12, yeah. Are you an American football fan yourself, Adam? Yeah, so I'm a big Pac-12 fan. Big Pac-12 fan. More specifically, I'm a University of Utah football fan, and I feel like the refs have just absolutely just torched us for seasons, man. Ugh. Every year in Halloween, I like to see the pictures of like people wearing like a mask over their eyes and they can't see and they dress up like a Pac-12 ref. Anyway. Werner or Vardy? I like Vardy a lot for these next 3 matches. I like Vardy a lot for these next 3. Really good run of fixtures. They're getting a ton of penalties right now. I think for the long run, I'd probably go. I still like Timo Werner a lot for the long run, but for these next 4 matches, I like Jamie Vardy. I saw loads of bacon in the buffet in Ponderosa. Where's Ponderosa at? Isn't Ponderosa a character in Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Where did you go in America? What place did you go to? That's gonna be huge. I'm actually super curious right now. Yeah, French toast is goated. Yeah, French toast. A little bit of you add a little bit of powdered sugar on there. Oh my gosh. Get some blueberries on the side. Oh, French toast is 100%. That is the goat of breakfast food in my opinion. Mystery Enigma, welcome. You're using your wild card. What's your wild card draft looking like? I'm curious. Are you? Oh, I'm jealous. You're using your wild card right now too. Let's see. So bummed United didn't get Grealish. I thought he was worth 60. Yeah, if they were to get him last season, they would have paid. You're right, man. His value only went up this year, man. If I was a United fan, I'd be gutted. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, where would you play him? Where would you play him? But this dude is a baller, man. I'm actually curious to see what his... I'm curious to what his actual price is right now. What they're saying. Current value is 50 mil. That's it? Still? That'd shock me. Last season this website was saying like 28 mil. 25. No way. I feel like he's got to go for more than that. But that's tough. Do I have English food places in the USA? No. We don't have... I don't know if we have any English food places here. I've never found anywhere that... Because I'm not gonna lie, when I lived in England, my favorite thing about English food was not English food. It was like Ghanaian food, it was Jamaican food, it was Peruvian food, it was Indian food. But English food still has some good stuff. So like their English breakfast I like a lot, but I don't know anywhere here that has English breakfast. Shepherd's pie, you can get like shepherd's pie, but that's not like an English specific restaurant that you would get it from. You could just get it in a few places here and there. Sunday roast goes hard, but I don't know if there's any English food. You'll have like English bars. You can have some bars that are dedicated to England, that you can go there. But even English chocolate, you can't get English chocolate really. Custard's not a thing here. There's some things that are really slacking here in America that we need to catch up on. What's my favorite Tribe Called Quest album? Low End Theory. Low End Theory was made when I was born, 1991, and so that has to be... you got, I think Scenario was on that. Can I Kick It was on that, if I'm not mistaken. That's one of the best hip hop albums of all time. And and it's just sentimental to me because I was when I was born too. So I almost felt like I was conceded to a Tribe Called Quest album maybe. Good music to come out to. Let's see. I hate Newcastle with every fiber in my body. I'm a Bournemouth fan. Yes. Oh. How are Bournemouth doing right now in Champion League? Bournemouth fan, I support my local team. No assists since week 5. We have nothing of the such in my city in England. You guys are crazy as bacon in the side order. No wonder. Yeah, bacon is a side order, dude. When I was in England, like you guys had McDonald's, right? And your guys' is like larges are like this big. You're like sodas. Our larges are like this big, dude. We got like the 32 ounce as our large, as our small, man. We don't mess around. In America, our dishes are like, I'll put it this way: if an American goes to McDonald's and orders like an extra large from McDonald's or something, they're gonna be super disappointed from the lack of food they got. Yeah, diabetes is a real thing here in America. Dallas Cowboys, Cowboy Nation, man. I feel so bad for Dak. Hopefully he gets back sooner or gets back healthy, man. Dallas Cowboys. You got a Cowboys fan in here. Sweet, man. I love their stadium, man. The Cowboys have a great stadium. From Michigan. Ooh. So are you a Michigan Wolverines fan then? Also, I don't want to bring up the last time University of Utah. Swoop. My camera's officially out now. All right, so that's got to wrap things up. I got to go back to my webcam. All right, I got to wrap things up now that my camera's dead and I got work here super soon. That's terrible English. I gotta wrap this up soon. Let's see. Ponderosa was a chain in Florida. I've never been to Florida, so I have no idea what it's like there. I have a lot of friends from Florida, and they love it there. So, shout out. I was gonna say some rapper like 21 Savage. No, 21 Savage is from London, right? Kodak Black. Who else is from Florida? Flo Rida. I took a -4 to bring in Bamford. If I use a wild card as a -4, the -4 would go away if you use your wild card. Yep. As soon as you use your wild card, that -4 just becomes wiped clean. Mystery Enigma, McCarthy, Target, Chilwell, Justin, Grealish, Bruno, Son, Ziyech, Kane, DCL, Watkins. The only thing I'm worried about is James Justin, the fact that Castagna is back and Ricardo Pereira looks like he's on track to be back pretty soon. That's my only concern with James Justin, but that's a solid squad, period. Solid squad. You're going to captain Bruno this week too, man. I like that. The Great British Fry-Up. What about the Great British Bake Off? Do you guys watch that? That's a huge show here in America, man. Great British Bake Off. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And then you'll have enough funds to swap Son for Salah when he's fit again. Big fan of that plan too. I like it. Can you get baked beans in the USA? We get baked beans, yeah. I mean, we don't eat them. We don't eat them nearly as much as in England. If we eat baked beans, it's barbecue baked beans, and again, mostly for barbecues. And yeah, we don't really eat baked beans like you do for your English breakfasts. I honestly don't know the last time I had baked beans that weren't barbecued. Let's see. Wayne Rooney and Vardy's wife at war in court. Are they for real in war in court right now? I knew they had some beef, but is that real? Are they going to be on Judge Judy? I've been late to get into Tribe Called Quest. The Low End Theory is the only album I've listened to. Yeah, Low End Theory is phenomenal, man. Even though the last album they made, a year or two ago, like the last actual album they dropped, that was still really good, man. They're big fan. Big fan. Have you heard of Massive Attack? I have not heard of Massive Attack. Should I listen? Should I YouTube that after this stream's over? I'm gonna YouTube it. Third in championship right now. We're early game tomorrow against Reading. Third in championships. You guys are looking pretty good right now, even though you lost Callum Wilson and Fraser, right? Still looking good, man. Hopefully you guys can make it back to the Prem this season. Everything in America is big. And thoughts on the Lakers? Yeah, our plates are huge, man. Thoughts on the Lakers? So I'm a big Laker fan. I grew up in Southern California. Shout out Kobe one time, rest in peace. Also shout out Kobe Miranda, you're awesome. Yeah, I'm a huge Laker fan. I grew up with Kobe. So I was 9 years old when they won their first title with Shaq and Kobe. And I've just been a huge Laker fan even before that. The only problem with being a Laker fan is going to the game costs way too much money. And so I never go to the game. I'm always going to like Clippers games more than Lakers games as a teenager because it was cheaper. I'm a big Laker fan. And I know AD just opted out of his contract. It looks like he's just doing it just so he can squeaked again, just so he can sign a bigger deal. It looks like. Obviously, LeBron James is phenomenal. Yeah, I'm just a big Laker fan. As you can see right here, here's my ode to the Los Angeles Lakers. Got my purple gold, man. Shout out Snoop Dogg one time. Shout out Jack Nicholson. I was told you get McDonald's and KFC so cheap because we pay more for it and subsidized in the USA. Yeah, KFC too. KFC has different side dishes here in America than we do in England. We have we have, I was gonna say biscuits, but rolls. We have rolls. We have mac and cheese. I don't think you have mac and cheese in England as a side dish. But yeah, everything's so cheap. As cheap as you can get, like McDonald's. As far as McDonald's goes, you can get like for $1 you can get a value menu, like chicken sandwich. That's probably as big as a Big Mac in England. Let's see, yeah, but I don't really eat out much anymore, so I don't know. Let's see, I don't know how expensive or cheap that is anymore. No, I don't watch the Bake Off or Mexican Beans. Oh, I'm so hungry. That's a real war. They're really going to war? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna listen to Massive Attack for sure. I didn't know they were that big. Hold on, let me type it into my YouTube's engine real quick. Massive Attack. Teardrop Angel. Is that the right songs? Unfinished Sympathy. I'm gonna look that up as soon as I click off this stream, which is here in a couple minutes. Yeah, I already have it on my YouTube playlist right now. Let's see. For -4, would you get Van Aanholt or Cancelo this week? Who would I be dropping for that -4? That all depends. It all depends on who I'd be dropping. Like if I was dropping Sice, I would do it. But it's hard to take a -4 to bring in a defender because you're pretty much saying I'm gonna need a clean sheet to justify this week. But if you're doing it for the long run, I have no problem with that. I would just like to see who you're dropping for it. Houston Rockets fan. Oh, remember our championship in the 90s? Yeah, you guys after Jordan retired, Kenny the Jet Smith. Man, Rockets are rich with some great players, man. Robert Ory, Clyde the Glide, Drexler, Hakeem. Hakeem is so underrated. We don't talk about him nearly enough. Sam Cassell. My game ugly like Sam Cassell. It's a Method Man freestyle. Yeah, Houston Rockets. What are you thinking about the situation that's going on right now? James Harden turned down $50 million to $50 million a year. This dude in America, James Harden, turned down a $50 million a year contract to go play for another team. So it looks like you're going to get rid of James Harden. Westbrook looks like he's on his way out. Looks like you're in rebuild mode a year after you're looking at trying to win the title. Let's see. Mitchell. If you have Mitchell, I would get rid of him. I'd personally, if you see my squad here, I have Cancelo in my squad, so I would personally go for Cancelo over Van Aanholt. But Van Aanholt still has 3 really good fixtures ahead of him. But I would say I'm a fan of that -4. Personally. I'd probably bring in Cancelo. I know he's a rotation risk. You could bring in Cancelo for -4 this week, and he might not start, which would just hurt. But I like Cancelo for the long term, even when he doesn't play from time to time. Let's see. Who will get you more predicted points? Maybe you have to captain the defender. Should I check right now on this predicted points? This is a who do they say? They say the captain. They say the captain Ziyech. They say Ziyech is going to score 6 points this week against Newcastle. That's their prediction, according to assistant manager. Is that the website, right? They predict 2.5 from Chilwell. That's it. Nah, get out of here. Surely he scores more than that. Let's see. Son and Robbo to KDB and Kufal for -4. Son and Robbo to KDB and Kufal. That's tough. You're getting rid of 2 solid players for. I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like this is going to be one that you're going to have to decide. I hate to say that because if I was to look at that, I do like bringing in KDB and Kufal. I would probably say that -4. I would take that, just because I already got rid of Robbo. I already got rid of Son. Just because I'm scared of Liverpool's defense now that they have so many injuries. I'm scared of. I don't think Son's on great form, but Son can go off at any time. That's a problem with getting rid of Son and Robbo is you can get rid of those 2 and they can both go off, and now you're sitting there. Just that's tough, man. I'd probably say to do it, but that's just me. That's me. That's a tough one, man. That's tough. Yeah, Kenny the Jet Smith, TNT, Inside the NBA's finest. Inside the NBA is the best sports show, period. MK, what's up, MK? No worries, man. I'm actually just logging out here in like 5 minutes, but glad to have you on, man. Better late than never. Never late is better. Shout out Drake. No, but yeah, I'm just grateful you showed up. I really appreciate that. How does Vardy captain sound? Love it. He's going up against a Liverpool team who likes to possess the ball. Leicester like to sit back. And as soon as Leicester get the ball, they go out in numbers like the ghosts in Lord of the Rings, and they just run. Without the pace of Gomez, without the pace of Van Dijk, and the talent that they have, they're going to be really susceptible on the counter, in my opinion, if I had to predict how the game's going to be played. And that just spells a goal, surely a goal or 2 for Vardy this week. So I like that. And in fact, you can make the argument to captain Jamie Vardy for the next 3 matches. Robertson is fit now. Yeah, Robbo's back. He's fit. Don't watch it as much as I used to. Yeah, I just love sports, man. Love sports. I just put Bruno as captain and have Bamford. You have Bamford as your vice. Talk about gutsy, man. But yeah, Bruno for sure is the no, not the no brainer, but he is for sure the number one pick as far as captaincy options go. Yeah, he's got to be, right. Assistant manager, yeah, that's it. Assistant manager, it's a really good website, man. The good thing about assistant manager is you're able to make moves and see what your team looks like without actually having to obviously hit the transfer button, right? They do a good job. Like they give some good stats. Like here, they'll give you I'll just bring up Kilman. They'll give you like how many shots on target, attempted assists, some really good basic underlying stats they give you right away. Not sponsored by assistant manager at all. They do give their own prediction. Like you could say, what are my predicted points for the next 3 matches? Of course, predicted points aren't actual points that they give you, but they show like they have Bowen up here that'll get 11 points. So it's a decent. It's nice to have that in your pocket. I like FPRF a lot too for googling stats. Might put Bamford as captain. I don't know if you put. Oh, I mean, you do you. At the end of the day, on Sunday or Monday, whenever the season, or yeah, because they have a game on Monday. On Monday, you might be laughing last when Bamford comes away with the brace and gets 3 bonus points. You know what I mean? The beauty of sports in general. Bamford could be the highest scoring player this week, but that would definitely take some guts going with that over Bruno. But at the same time, the homie Laz FPL, he captained Bruno instead of Son or Kane when they played West Brom, and that everyone, or not everyone, but people were like, wow, what a brave move. And Bruno ended up outscoring both of them combined. Fingers. Love it. I'll have my fingers crossed for you. I'm keeping Kane as well. I still think they look really good moving forward, man. Kufal is also going to end up going soon. Make your decision ASAP. Yeah, should we check that? Kufal is pretty close to going up in price, man. You're right. Good shout. Let's see. Also, Aguero is coming back. Aguero is only 1% owned. Man, if he starts, he is such a good option to have. Man, but yeah, it's a free website. Like, as far as assistant manager, they do have some things that you have to pay for. Like, let me see. They have like predicted points, predicted lineups, fixture analyzer. All these things are you have to pay for, like player heat maps. But you can get player heat maps from another website. I can show you right now. Show you all the websites I use. But as far as this one's free. It can show you like here's your captaincy options that this is like what they say would be the best to start, to bench. Like of course you got to do it your own, because they say to bench Chilwell this week. I will not be benching Chilwell. So it's a nice website to have. I use this one. I use this one to kind of get my team and see who I like. I use FBref because FBref gives you everything: non-penalty expected goals. It gives you shot creation, actions per 90, shots per 90, shots on target. It gives you expected goals, non-penalty expected goals, goals against. It gives you FBref.com, or FBref.com gives you so much. Then you have this map right here, SofaScore that gives you it gives you, like, if you go to this La Liga game this week, it'll show you statistics. It'll give you lineup. It'll give you player ratings. It'll give you heat maps. You can get your heat map here. See how Johnny's doing this week. So that's really effective. Like this PSG. Actually, I might as well look it up right now. Labs. You can look at PSG. You can go to his game and see how Moise Kean starting for PSG, man. That's awesome. You can see Mbappe's heat map. While I'm here, let's go to Alex Telles' heat map. I want to show him and Jack Grealish out real quick. SofaScore is a beautiful website, man. Those are the 3 websites that I use the most. If we go to his, he played Premier Liga in 18-19. This is Alex Telles' heat map last season. Do you see that? That was his heat map last season. Phenomenal, man. That's a dude who's probably going to start for United this weekend. He's number 1 on my watch list. They'll give you player ratings as well. I like Jack Grealish. I'm bringing up Jack Grealish just because you look at his heat map this season. Look at that, dude. Look at that heat map. How phenomenal is Jack Grealish's heat map? All right, I need to go back to the comments. Where are we at? Yeah, Vardy is definitely tempting, man. I guarantee you a hat trick from Bamford. I hope so. I hope you're right. Like, I have Bamford as well. Dude has looked phenomenal. He's getting in great positions, and I hope you're right. I'd be so pumped if that happens. Would hate for that to happen because I sold him for Watkins. I hope Watkins does well too. Yeah, this is Jack Grealish's website. SofaScore. Those are my 3 or 4 websites, whatever it is I use the most. Let's see, wild card. Martinez I like. Cancelo like. Chilwell love. Justin like. I'm worried about, just stopping there, James Justin I'm worried about because Pereira looks like he's going to be back in the next couple of weeks, it seems, and Castaña's back. So James Justin might lose his starting gig, but at that moment you could switch to KWP or something, or Lamptey, whatever it may be. KDB, Bruno, love, Grealish, love, Basuma, and Gordon. I'm assuming you're going to be playing 3 in the middle, and Kane, Vardy, Wilson. Love that front three. Yeah, we talked about this earlier, right? Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Yeah. Bruno will be dropped for Salah and Son for next week, starting 3-4-3. Yeah, my only worry is starting Basuma or Gordon in your as your 4th mid. Maybe you could drop like. Yeah, that's my only worry. My only worry is having Basuma and Gordon as your 4th playing mid. You're pretty much just accepting 2 points from them week in and week out. That's my biggest worry. Everyone else on your team I really like. I like everyone else in your squad. Yeah, maybe if it was me, I would look to drop maybe Vardy to. No, I like Vardy a lot moving forward. Yeah, I would try to find some funds to try to bring in like Ziyech or something for that 4th mid, or maybe that's just tough. It's tough having those two as your 4th playing mid. Other than that, I really like everyone else in your squad. Arsenal's performing awful at the moment. They are, the big loss to Aston Villa. Arsenal's funny because I feel like they're a team that's gonna be so fickle. You're gonna have 1 week where they ball out, and the next week they're gonna look terrible. I don't have any stats to back that up. I'll go to FPL to make sure this is correct, Amundo. I also like how I say I'm gonna finish up on the stream and I keep going forever. That's exactly who I am as a person. One more. Uno más, and then I just do a ton more. Arsenal, let's see their last Premier League matches. So as far as Premier, I know this is an annoying screen to look at, but I got to do it. I don't have another laptop. So they've given up. They gave up nothing to Fulham, 1 to West Ham, 3 to Liverpool. Yeah, so they're gonna give up 1 goal, or give up 3. There's no in between. Yeah. Whoop. That's the sound of the police. Let's see what the updates are. The price rises. Yeah, so Kufal is now up to 97%. My stomach is grumbling. I'm hungry. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Barkley or Grealish? I like Grealish better. I mean, Barkley is still a really good option, but if I had to choose between Barkley and Grealish, I'm picking Grealish. But if you had if you were going to use the funds to bring in Bruno or bring in KDB or something, I'm not against having Barkley in my team at all. I think Barkley is still a really good option, especially at his price, man. Leeds are terrible defensively. Yeah, I mean they're not looking as good. It's funny, coming into the Prem, I feel like a lot of talk on Twitter was how good Leeds are defensively, and it's almost been the opposite, right? They look really good going forward. They're getting a ton of shots off in the box. Jack Harrison is creating a ton of opportunities, and they look good going forward. Defensively, not so much. And they almost have like a thing when they get scored on, they just go more and more attacking. Yeah, I hope Bamford does well this weekend. Moise Kean is class. I like Moise Kean a lot when he was with Juve, and then he came to Everton, and I had him. It was my first ever year in FPL last season, and I had him in my Gameweek 1 squad, and that was a big mistake. He just didn't play at all, man. But now he's going back and he's starting for PSG. Crazy. I'm a big fan of the kid, man. Keep going. Leeds are a brilliant attack. Yeah, they do really well. I have to scoot. Thank you so much for coming by, man. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Hopefully you'll have some big green arrows this week, man. I I appreciate that. Also, comment HH. I don't know how good my content is, but I just try to make people laugh. You know what I mean? And talk about food because man, I'm hungry. I got some cinnamon toast crunch I might munch on here before work. Man, I got work in. Yeah, I have to go soon. I got work in 25 minutes now. I got it. Wrapping up here. Last few questions. I'm doubting DCL for some reason. I feel like everyone. I'm kind of the same way. A lot of people have been doubting DCL for 2 seasons now, right? But he's only had 1 week where he blanked this whole season, and with Richarlison back, with Digne back, maybe that'll convince you more. But I mean, yeah, I'm a fan of DCL now. I was doubting him at the beginning of the year because like post COVID he did nothing, and I wasn't convinced that I'm convinced with him at all. But he's proven me wrong to start the season. But I always have an eye on him just because I know what happened after play resumed. Let's see. Watkins, Martial, DCL. That's your front three. That's right. We talked about that. You don't need to show us it's Arsenal and it's what Arsenal do. I should have read that before. Hot and cold form all season, then go out the cups within a week. Yeah. Arsenal, man. I got my editor. Well, not my editor, but my homies who might become my editor soon. He's a big Arsenal fan, man. If you're listening, you got this, bro. Yeah, he just says trust the process. Every week I text him, what's up with Arsenal? He just texts me back, trust the process. Want Martial out soon, yeah. Let's see. Holy cow, what's up? Is it a good choice to captain Vardy versus Liverpool away? I think so. I think Jamie Vardy is a really good option this week. I think I talked about this here a little while ago that with how much Liverpool likes to possess and move forward, they've been able to defend on the counter because Van Dijk is so phenomenal. And that back line, even like with Thiago there now and with Henderson there before, they do a really good job stopping the counter. But with all those injuries and the way that they like to play, I see Jamie Vardy coming away with a couple good chances on the counter. I think he's a sneaky pick as a captaincy this week and for the next 3 weeks there combined, or the next 3 weeks after that. That's my opinion. I think Jamie Vardy is a good pick. Leeds have the worst expected goals conceded and goals against in the whole league. Oh, jeez. That's bad. Maybe it is a good choice to bring in Aubameyang this week for a 1 week punt. Good shot, FPL Prem Tipster. Are you an FPL content creator? FPL Prem Tipster. Man, my stomach be growling. FPL Prem Tipster is an FPL content creator. They have been creating for 2 months now. And I will definitely check. I have you saved in my after my stream watch list. I'll watch you tonight. I'll check out your stuff tonight, man. Thank you for showing up and commenting. I'll check out FPL Printers. Great stat. Harry says, thinking of bringing in Vardy and Fernandez for Son and Kane. I just smacked my microphone. I like that move. I think bringing in Vardy and Fernandez is a great shout. My only concern is taking out Kane, who has been, in my opinion, the second best striker in the world for the first 8 game weeks. He has really just been something else. So it's hard for me to bring out someone of that quality, but bringing in Vardy and Fernandez, yeah, I'm a fan of that. But yeah, it's just the bringing out Kane that's making me hesitate. It's a good choice to captain Vardy. Oh yeah, I talked about that one. Yeah, I think Vardy versus Liverpool is a great shout. Good luck this week, Kobe. I really appreciate you showing up to my stream, man. Oh, you're still here. Okay, yeah. I still appreciate it. Good game week. Good luck game week 9 for you too, man. Good luck to everyone here. Hopefully everyone has a great weekend. Fill green arrows and yeah, man. I hope everyone just has a great day, great week, great month, great life. Life's beautiful. Life is short, but life is beautiful. Let's see. FPL Prem Tipster, Bruno best captain this week. I think so too. I think he is, like, if I had to rate who I would want to pick as my captain this week, Bruno would be number 1 by far. Ryan, I can afford KDB, Ziyech, Bruno, Salah, and Grealish. Vardy and Bamford with those 4.5. Yeah, it's just I don't like going so cheap in defense. I tried it at the beginning of the season, but I'm just not the biggest fan of having cheap rotating defenders. I like to have at least 1 or 2 defenders I can count on week in and week out. But you still have good options at that price. Like Kilman's a good price. Kilman's a good option. Lamptey, Walker Peters, Festegard. I'm missing some, and I know it. If it were me, I would probably try to. Yeah, if that's a strategy you want, go for it. I'm not against that. Go for it. And at the end of the day, you do what's best, what you think is for your squad. But in my opinion, I like to have at least a more solid defense than that. Personally, Chelsea fans warned Arsenal about Willian. Yeah, my Chelsea fans are laughing right now. Willian came out with a bang too. 3 assists the first game week. Big bang. Shout out Big Crit. He's not been an Arsenal fan that long. Then my gunner mate has left the country to avoid any pain. Oh, yeah. He's my buddy's been an Arsenal supporter since the days of Thierry Henry. He's been an Arsenal supporter for as long as I can remember. He's just super optimistic, but he's also a guy that like don't talk to him for like 24 hours after Arsenal lose. But yeah, he's definitely in pain. He is definitely in pain. Every time we bring up Arsenal, you could see just a bit of him dies inside, but he's still staying optimistic, or at least that's what he's fronting. See, their fan says he's our best player. He's better than Ziyech. That's the beauty of no worries. Holy cow! Hopefully it helped. That's the beauty of sports, man. A little bit of banter that comes with it, whether it's biased or not, right? Kobe says KDB and Vardy for Son and Kane. Yeah, I like that. I like that move. I like bringing in Vardy. I like bringing in KDB. I know you're losing Kane, who is a phenomenal striker going forward, but the fixtures are so tough. Maybe KDB. Yeah, I want KDB, man, and I'm jealous. I don't have any plans to bring in Jamie Vardy anytime soon, but I'm jealous of everyone that has him for these next 4 game weeks. FPL Prem Tipster specializes in captain analysis. If you're looking for best captaincy choice, they just uploaded a video 2 days ago. Their Game Week 9 best captain. If you want some more info on who to choose on captaincy pick, again, I haven't checked them out yet, so I'm just doing it based off of I love supporting as many FPL contents as I can, but I haven't checked them out, so I don't know what they're about or anything like that, other than the fact that they create FPL content. There's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. Check out their stuff. See if you like them or not. Great stream. Thank you so much. Said I was late to the party. Hey, I'm just glad that you showed up, MK. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a great weekend and filled with a lot of green arrows, man. FPL Primitive said, nice stream. Hey, thank you, man. I feel like I'm kind of fading away in energy a little bit. I'm getting super tired right now. I got work in, oh my gosh, I got to go to work. Yeah, I have to go to work soon. I got to end the stream here pretty soon. I got 3 more minutes of the stream and I got to end, so I got to go to work. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm hoping to stream again on Sunday, but you never know. Nocturnal Fish says, thinking of removing Salah and Brewster for Susek and Vardy and buying De Bruyne the following week. I'm not the biggest fan of Susek myself, and unless he was a bench player. If he was on my bench, I like that. If I was starting him, not so much personally. But getting rid of Salah definitely does leave the it's just no one knows how long he's going to be out for. It's just such a headache right now with him. And again, I really like Vardy, and I love KDB. KDB is one of my favorite players in the world. Harry says, the thing is I have Bamford, Calvert-Lewin, and Kane, but I really, really, really want Vardy. Who do I take out? Oh, I have the same front line. I have the same problem if I wanted Vardy. I would like to see what Kane offers this weekend. If Kane doesn't look good and Spurs don't look good against City, and knowing that they have to go up against like all top six squads these next 6 weeks, right? City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, but then they have Liverpool and Leicester, who are really good defensively. So if he doesn't look good against City, then I'd probably say I would get rid of Kane out of that group. DCL also has a tough run of fixtures flip, but he's such a good price, it's hard to get rid of. It's hard to get rid of him. Bamford, maybe get rid. That's tough. Hopefully I'll be able to answer after this weekend, after watching these matches, because I'm going to keep a real close eye on some of these players, man. DCL or Grealish for captain. I'd go. I think if I have the captaincy armband on DCL at the moment, I think he is probably the better one. But that's so tough. You can make a great argument for them all. I'm kind of thinking if I'm gonna do like a super random, just like have my cat pick who I'm captaining this week. I just don't. Yeah, I'd probably say DCL, but I'm not against captaining Grealish at all. But as you can see here, I've picked DCL for mine, but it might change tonight. You're so positive, bro. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, man. Hey, I just try to make people laugh and spread positivity in this world, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that for real. My next stream is probably going to be Sunday. I'm not entirely sure because life is really stacking up on me right now. I got Thanksgiving this next week. I'm starting grad school in less than 2 months, and I really got to get running and get going for that. And I got work on top of that. And so I'm trying, and hopefully I'll be here Sunday, but I'm not entirely sure. But I will be planning on Sunday. Henry was one of the biggest ballers of all time. Oh, yeah. If I was able to watch soccer on my cable channel when I was younger, because American television didn't show too much soccer, or football, excuse me, I would have watched so much more Henry. I just remember watching it on, because I don't think YouTube was back then, right? It would have been like just random Ask Jeeves. Like I would probably ask Jeeves to show me some Thierry Henry highlights. But man, he was so good, man. Oh, Henry is an absolute baller. Absolute baller. I'm going to go watch some of his highlights tonight, now that I say that. Best streamer again. I don't know if I'm the best streamer. I appreciate that, Alex. I'll take that compliment, and I thank you for it. But I don't know if I'm the best streamer. I don't know. I just have the best fans, man. Or the best subscribers, the best fans who keep this chat so active. You're the man. Man, too many compliments. Thank you, John. It really does mean a lot, man. I really do appreciate that. Let's see what next comment. Zaha or Hamas this week, or should I play Watkins instead? Oh, you got a deep bench. Oh, I'd probably play James Rodriguez. I'd probably play James. In order, I'd go James, Ollie Watkins, and Zaha, just because I'm not the biggest Zaha fan. I mean, I respect him. I like his game, but FPL, maybe not as much. Burnley defensively are decent. They look better. They've looked better these last few weeks than they have in the past. So I could see that game being 0-0. But again, with Zaha, you never know, right? That's probably what I'd do. I'd probably say James, but James is struggling right now. Ollie Watkins is on better form. If it were me, I'd probably go with James, but that's just me. You can make a great case for all of those. And I know I'm kind of taking the cheap way out and kind of saying, but I'd probably go James, Watkins, and Zaha if I had to choose. The mighty Ziyech. Ziyech is so good, dude. I was only a young kid, but great memories of Henry. Yeah, Henry is that handball. Yeah, that handball is legendary, huh? I think the two players who made me fall in love with football, because I grew up playing it, and but I didn't get to watch it because it was never really, again, it wasn't on American TV too much, and so I really like Ronaldo, the original R9. I loved him, but I didn't get a chance to watch him play that much because even back then I was too young during his prime even then. But the two players that made me fall in love with football were Thierry Henry and Zinedine Zidane. Like watching those two play in the World Cup, was it whenever it was, early 2000s, dude. Oh, they were so, yeah. When I watched them play, it made me like, because in America the way we play football is like growing up. One, we don't have many good coaches. Two, it's expensive if you want to play football. It's going to cost you a lot of money if you want to go to like and have actually good coaches. And so you don't really learn too much about football growing up. You just learn to kick the ball along, and the fast guy gets the ball. If there's a big guy in the box, you just kick the ball to him, and he tries to head it home. So that's pretty much it, right? But then I watched Thierry Henry and Zinedine Zidane play, and it's just like, this is what football really is. Like this is Hoga Bonito, dude. This is beautiful. So yeah, those two made me fall in love with football. Is what I'm trying to say. Big fan of those guys. I can't tell you how many times I've just sat in my bed and just Googled Henry and Zinedine Zidane highlights. That ball was, dude, Zinedine Zidane that World Cup, that ball was stuck to him, man. That ball never left his feet. Should I play Lamptey or Cancelo? I currently have Zuma, Chilwell, and Kufal on the field. Deep line. I'm playing Cancelo. I know Lamptey does play against Villa, and that's probably a better opportunity for a clean sheet. But Cancelo has an opportunity to come away with a goal or an assist, and I'd probably play Cancelo personally. Just because, again, Cancelo's look really good. City look really good defensively. And, yeah, moving forward a lot. Let's see. R9 was my idol. Man, if I didn't have to go to work now, I would really, really like to see who you guys' favorite players were growing up. R9, dude, R9 was so good. R9 has to be the best striker that I don't want to say never was, but in his prime, he's got to be the best striker of all time, right? R9, like this dude was so fast with the ball. He was unreal. It doesn't even do it justice with the ball. He was incredible finishing wise. This dude had everything. He had everything to his game. He just was injury prone, right? That's the sad thing about R9. But dude, I'm gonna go watch some R9 highlights right now. Tonight. I'm gonna go watch some. Yeah, Dino. My buddy's favorite player ever is Ronaldinho, and I can't blame him. Watching him play is just so beautiful. Dino, I freaking love Dino. I went to my buddy's uncle was the trainer for LA Galaxy, and there were whenever and because he was at LA, like when Chelsea would come and they would play LA Galaxy, or like Barcelona or not Barcelona, Manchester United would come and play in LA, and so he would go to those games and he would be their trainer for the week or whatever. I don't know exactly how that goes, but something like that. But I went to his house one day and he just had a ton of jerseys hanging up on his wall, and one of those was a signed Ronaldinho jersey. I've never fainted so fast in my life. The only thing that could among the few things that could trump that would be a signed Rihanna jersey for whatever team she wants to pick. Yeah, I freaking love those guys. The Brazilian team was so beautiful to watch. All right, I got to wrap this up soon. Last couple questions. What state are you from? It's good to see foreign Premier League fans. Yeah, I'm from California. Born and raised. I did live in other places, but I'm a California kid. It's funny because growing up, soccer was, I keep saying soccer, but football was a sport that everyone played as a youngin, but when they got to 10 years old, everyone stopped, and it was kind of considered I hated the fact that it was considered a wimpy sport, right? And that's kind of how it was seen in America growing up. But then you started televising more and more football on TV. FIFA became more and more popular, and suddenly, when I was 21, so 8 years ago, the second most popular sport in America was from people aged 18 to 29 was football. It was American football, and then basketball. So super surprising to see, right? And so you're starting to see a shift right now of Americans really enjoying the game of football. The problem is the time of when they play the game, right? At 4 o'clock in the morning, no one waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, or your average fan ain't waking up at 4 to watch a game. Obviously the MLS isn't that good here. The American men's national team isn't that good here until recently. They missed the last World Cup, but it's getting really big here in America, and hopefully it gets bigger and bigger, man. Let's see. Great vibes. I try to, man. Come on in, close the door, and feel the vibes. You remember that FIFA song? BJ the Chicago Kid and Anderson .Paak. We got macaroni and cheese, collard greens, chicken, and side. Yeah, that song goes hard, man. I appreciate that, man. One of my plans for Bamford, I'm holding. I could get rid of him for Antonio if Antonio is healthy. But as of right now, just getting in too many good looks. And if you look at, he does have Arsenal this week. He has Everton the week after. I'm not too worried about Everton, but he has Chelsea. But, he has a pretty good run of fixtures here moving forward. I think I could drop him. I have 3.4 mil in the bank. 3.4 mil. and he's worth what, 6 mil to me now. I think I got him at 5.9. Yeah, he's worth 6 mil. So I could drop him and bring in Timo Werner. I could try to see if I can fund a way to fund him to De Bruyne, maybe and bring in Jesus, something like that. But yeah, as of right now, I like Bamford at his price. I'm not planning on getting rid of him, but again, week in and week out, everything changes, right? He could look terrible this weekend, and Leeds and it's just like, hey, it's time to get rid of Bamford. So as of right now, I'm not planning on getting rid of him. It's okay. You can call soccer. The word actually came from Britain. The word association football. Yeah, every time someone makes fun, it's funny because I didn't realize that soccer was a word that was originated in England. It was like brought to America, right? And we kind of adopted that instead of football, and we call American football for some reason. Different story, but I go back and forth. I try to say football as much as possible, but yeah, soccer is definitely that's what I grew up calling it, right? If that was a Madrid flag behind you, I'd describe it. You only get a like now. I mean, I take the like, man. I definitely love. I love players at Real Madrid. Marcelo is one of my favorite players of all time. Zinedine Zidane's one of my favorites. Obviously, Ronaldo is freaking phenomenal. And one day I'm going to be able to go to a Madrid match and really get to experience Los Blancos and get to sit in that stadium and just go crazy, man. Nothing but love for Madrid, except for when we play them. My best friend, who I'm trying to get a podcast with right now, because I'm trying to podcast FPL or just football in general. And my best friend's a Real Madrid fan, and so we have a little bit of good banter back and forth. But yeah, man, I love Ramos. Yeah, unapologetic. Yeah, I appreciate the like anyway. I just hope I make you laugh at the end of the day. I guess that's it. I gotta go. I got work. Oh my gosh, I'm late to work. I gotta head to work. Thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you everyone for being so awesome in the comment section, being interactive. Hopefully we have a great week. Some good green arrows. Take some time out of your day to make someone laugh. And as always, Don out, man. See you guys hopefully on Sunday. And sorry I go for Barcelona goofballs. Yeah, FPL Prem Tipster, I will check you out here tonight as far as your channel goes. Anyway, appreciate everyone showing up, man. I'm gonna eat should I eat some curry? Anyway, what should I eat? I don't know. Enjoy your day, weekend. Appreciate all the love and support from everyone, man. Take care.